Boom.
Because we only need organic food, not alkaline. So therefore we could pass what people not in our hands.
There's those Facebook.
Out in the soil, but we didn't need it for it.
Share
And we didn't have any wind.
video.
Because everything was without the wind. So, in progress, it's me. I'm in court now. I'm done. Wait. I'm about to bring this part out. Judge William Shorter, the black man from Washington, D.C.
Time to get in trouble
Many
today.
of you told me that I should change the venue to another court because the man was an awful tall. I said, you know, man, why don't you use those words? Go identify my brothers. I don't know who is an awful tall, and I don't know what is an awful tall. But this
All right,
judge
share
Shorter,
the video.
black man
Share.
understand was an awful tall.
So Dr. Sebi is back in the news. Back in the news. Time to talk about food as medicine, hypocrisy,
The Attorney General Assistant to the State,
weak people
Dr. Victor Herbert,
decide nothing.
Dr. Victor Herbert,
Weak people change nothing. Weak people
of any therapy
might not be nothing.
that trains symptoms
Everybody's something. Everybody's something. Since we're
of any
lost in
individual
this, alright, we're lost in this monoculture and can't seem to get out. So they killed. We briefly touched on it yesterday, so I spent some time looking around the internet, seeing what people are talking about in terms of Nipsey Hussle. Don't know Nipsey Hussle? I don't think I've ever heard his music. I don't know. Hip hop and we've kind of been on the outs for a while. So I grew up in the age of hip hop where it was very positive and fun and funny, entertaining, even teaching. A lot of our philosophers were rappers back when I was a kid, but we ruined that. So I don't know a lot of the rappers. I don't know a lot of the big babaloo. But apparently, Nipsey Hussle. Hang on, let me get situated. Try to do this without spilling coffee on myself or in my laptop. I do that quite often. Let's see what happens. Like, if I can fix this real quick. How's everybody doing this morning? Uh-oh. Alright, I think it's a little dark. We might have to do dark today. I can't seem to figure out why my light cut off. Well, we're just gonna do a little dark today. That's all right. How's everybody doing this morning? So I don't know Nipsey Hussle, but I tried to spend a little time to get familiar with some of his work, who he is, and I know I don't know Dr. Sebi, but I found out about Dr. Sebi when I first heard about him right after he died. Maybe 2016, and so he's back in the news. Apparently Nipsey Hussle was going to do the documentary and try to help people to understand about the one man that cured HIV, blindness, sickle cell anemia, cancer, all of that. Well, one in many. Let's be fair. They've been killing doctors for a long time. And by they, I have no idea who that is. Don't ask me. I have no idea. But it makes sense that when you get in the way of a hustler and their product, get in the way of the banker and the banking funds, it's gonna kill you. You get in the way of a warmongering two-party system and their genocide and war, probably did. But that's just the way it works. That's the way it works. Let me get the comments up here going. Come on, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm running late this morning. gonna get it together here just in a minute. So I'm gonna talk about Dr. Sebi and food is medicine and medicine be thy food. And we'll see if it sticks this time. Everybody's got a conspiracy. I really don't care about the conspiracy much in terms of who killed him. I'm going to try to utilize as much as possible the fact that this young man died for what I think he was on to, which was using his platform to tell the truth. Everybody has a platform, and the question is, are you speaking truth? Or are you speaking to the lies and the monoculture we live? I'm almost set up. Hold on, folks. I'm so sorry that I'm slow. Just got to post. You see, it looks like Facebook comments are working. Let's see if YouTube is going. What is today? Tuesday? Tuesday all day. Well, Nipsey seemed like he was a gentleman who I can understand. He grew up in a time where he was taught to survive. He was one of these children raised in a hate community, a community where the government hates them and the government lets them live in impoverished conditions. He learned how to survive. He joined a gang and he survived. Did exactly what he was supposed to do. He became a survivor. He thrived. He became a rapper, I guess Grammy nominee. He was big time apparently. He was only 33 when he died. And all right, there we go. Got that going. And he did what everyone told him to do. He went back to the hood. He did what everyone told him to do. Uh-oh, I'm pressing buttons. He took care of people back to a dangerous environment. Only problem is, I don't think that environment wanted him back. He bought up buildings. I think he was buying up his block. He was bringing jobs, helping people. Found out about Dr. Sebi and the fact that he was curing people. He was going to do a documentary explaining that he was the one person who took out an ad in the state of New York and proved to the Supreme Court that he actually cured those conditions. The doctors couldn't, the pharmaceutical companies couldn't, the billions and billions and billions that are going into the research and medication and devices, billions and billions and billions of dollars, and this one uneducated man figured it out. So we're going to talk about health and nutrition. One of the ways he got the judge, they say, well, you were practicing medicine without a license. Well, what is medicine? And who came up with the term Hippocrates? And what Hippocrates say? Let my people go? No, he didn't say that. He said, let medicine be thy food and food be thy medicine. Or let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. I done mix it around, something like that. Something like that. Eat natural things. Don't eat out the grocery store. They're trying to kill you and murder you. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I want to talk about that for a little bit. Oh, the other thing we can get into, oh my goodness. CIA released another document. which is relatively related. It's relatively kind of sort of related. The CIA, did y'all see that document that they had classified that you were not allowed to read? Did you remember that? You remember that? You know, the CIA that protects you. I feel like I'm dark. Can y'all give me a minute? Can I turn the light on? I feel like I'm getting darker. I've been dark my whole life. They make jokes about me my whole life. Wealthy, light-skinned black people. All right. We're just gonna do darkness. So Hippocrates, who decided what medicine is, said medicine is food. It's not made in laboratories. It's not chemicals. How's everybody doing this morning? So we're gonna talk about that. Blood in, blood out, Tina said. Yeah, Tina, you hit me to that yesterday. I wasn't even familiar with Nipsey Hussle. I knew somebody was doing a documentary on Dr. Sebi to kind of let people know what was going on. The real question is whether or not this is going to stick this time. Whether or not y'all going to listen that your monoculture is trying to kill you. That quiet weapons for silent wars isn't a joke. That the CIA redacted and hid an essay called, what's it called? Adam and Eve? Adam and Eve! Organization was started. Why would the CIA do that? Oh my God, we could talk about that because that is definitely related. And then they released it in, what was that? The Freedom of Information Act forced them to release the essay. So they went through this 252-page essay on Adam and Eve. You can check it out. Just go out to Google, type in CIA Adam and Eve essay. The Freedom of Information Act forced the CIA to unclassify the Adam and Eve story and ancient archaeology talking about the megaliths all over the planet, the pyramid, Adam and Eve, and how Jesus was relationship between Jesus and Osiris and mass calamities, pole shifts. You should read it. I didn't read it yet. So the interesting part is the document is 253 pages long, the essay that they didn't want any of y'all reading until one of you pesky bastards came up with this idea of a Freedom of Information Act, and they released it. Guess how much they released it? Y'all can read now. I think it's 2016 they finally released it, and most people aren't hearing about it. I just heard about it yesterday. Adam and Eve story, fictitious, mythology, Greek gods, Egyptian gods. The document went into all of it. They released less than 20%. It was 253 pages. They released something like 50-some pages. Oh, God, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You got somebody said they're gonna read that today. Please do, and tell whoever that is. Please, Georgia, read that and tell me about it. I download. You can get the PDF. I download it. And keep in mind, they're holding back the most important parts of that document. But anyway, how's that related? Well, Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden, the food you're supposed to be eating. Like Dr. Sebi said, damn it, the gorilla don't eat the polar bear's food. The human doesn't eat the oligarch's food. The human doesn't eat politician food. The human doesn't eat laboratory food. The human is supposed to eat human food. Do you know what human food is? We about to get in trouble today. We about to get in some trouble today. I want to know, y'all listening? Are y'all listening? Or y'all still in your monoculture oligarchical world where you think that there are 5,000 different diseases instead of, like Dr. Sebi said, one? Although I disagree with the name, but he said it's mucus. I name a disease is called stupid. It's called stupid. You put stupid things in your mouth and stupid things happen in your body. That's how it works. It's called dis-ease. You eat unhuman food, it causes uneasy conditions in your body, and you get dis-ease. Dis-ease. It actually is that simple. We evolved eating certain things. Every plant has its own compounds. Your microbiology and your cells and everything figured out how to thrive on the compounds out of the food we ate the most. So the real question you got to ask yourself is, what did you evolve eating the most? Twinkies? Donuts? What did you evolve eating the most? Chicken? What you evolve eating? Cooked okra? Fried okra? What you evolve eating the most, huh? And what content? Are you a technivore? Did you evolve using fire to cook food, to eat things the polar bear and the bear eats and the tiger eats that you can't eat? Because if you eat it, you'll die? I know we're going to get in trouble today. We're going to get in trouble today. I know they're going to, I know my carnivor's going to come out here today. All right, now I'm not picking a fight with y'all. I'm not picking a fight. I think everybody should eat what you want to eat. Eat what you want to eat. Pick and choose. So I want to talk about Dr. Sebi and a lot of things he spoke on. He actually formed a lot of my philosophies. I don't want anyone to think that, oh, you're supposed to trust everything Dr. Sebi said. No, you're not. No, you're not. Dr. Sebi didn't figure it out. Dr. Sebi figured out how to stop abusing the body, and the body heals itself. That's why medicine is your food and food is your medicine. But he's human like everybody else. He's 98% monkey too. He just knew a lot more than me on certain topics, and he knew a hell of a lot more than the doctors on the panel at the Supreme Court. He knew a hell of a lot more than your pharmaceutical industry, unless they're hiding the truth behind all these cures and, You don't abuse your body acts right. And it's funny with like human sociology and psychology. If you don't abuse humans, they act right. Funny how that works. But if you abuse children, you put them in neighborhoods and they got to join the skinheads and white nationalists and the 60-40s and the 80-80s and the Crips and the Bloods and the Triads, they don't act right. Abuse your body, you have disease. Abuse communities, you have disease. And the disease is supposed to come. That's supposed to happen. You put the bad things in your mouth, you offended your body. Again, I don't debate with carnivores. I'm carnivore, I'm be anything you want to be. All right? I was raised as a technophore. I was taught to use technology so I could eat things I'm not supposed to eat. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to eat a Twinkie. I ate a whole lot of them though. They cooked them in fire. You know, marsupials didn't have, where's my marsupial at? Where's my marsupial? All right, I didn't even speak to nobody this morning. I have no idea, I'm gonna warn you. First of all, this is my topic. I love health, I love nutrition. I speak from personal experience. I'm not a doctor, and I don't want to be, and I don't care what your doctor says. I don't ask doctors anything unless I'm dying. If I'm dying, I'm running to the doctor. But as long as I'm in a condition of health, I ain't going nowhere near them because they have no idea. Most of them are chemists. They're not doctors to begin with. So you take it for a grain of salt. There's 7 billion different type of human beings on this planet. You need to figure out what works for you. What is health? Health is a condition of not having dis-ease, not being sick, not having colds, flus, virus, coughs, hiccups, farts that smell like death, all of that. If you got any of that, you need to change your diet. And if you don't have none of that, I have nothing to say to you. I have absolutely nothing to say. If you're eating meat or whatever, then you doing what you got to do. But you're healthy. So who am I to tell you what healthy is? That's why I'm not in the extreme vegan camp, the extreme vegetarian camp, the extreme raw food camp, the extreme fooditarian camp, the extreme don't eat cooked food. I'm not in any of the camps. If you are healthy and you don't get sick, if you jump out of bed in the morning like, hell yeah, let's get this day going in slavery. Damn it, where my bag at? I want to pick some cotton. But if you're getting sick all the time, then you need to listen to healthier people. Is your doctor healthier? Ask yourself that question. Is your doctor? Because that's how this is where I like, all right, here's an example. I call Dr. Sebi a doctor. He's not a doctor in your medical school, but I don't give a damn about your medical school. He's my doctor. He is one of my doctors. I don't believe everything he said, but I think probably 90-some% of it he pretty much nailed. He may not know how to say it because he wasn't educated at your Yale and your Harvard and your oligarchs universities. But he knew how to make me healthy. He helped with what he said. Dr. Mercola, Dr. McGregor, and a few other doctors I trust. I'm starting to trust more and more. I add together their philosophies with his philosophies, and it all worked out. Magically, I became healthy. Magically, the health that I had, it was explained. I became, at the age of 44, significantly more healthier than I was when I had active stem cells and a powerful immune system in my teenage age. So to me, this is not fake news. This is real news. Now, would they kill Nipsey Hussle for it? Hell yes, they would. Did they? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to get in that. But we can use this time to educate as many people as possible talking about the truth. Talking about the truth. Let me say good morning to people. I'm going to go through comments. I don't want to sit here and just yell at y'all. Drink my coffee, which I don't even think this is on the list. Let me check the list. I got the list. I got the Sebi list. Where the list at? After he died, it was still on the website and his kids took over. And some people say that things have changed. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's not true, but I downloaded this joker. I was like, oh no, I need to know the list. I think the list is still online somewhere. The foods you are supposed to eat and not supposed to eat. One of his theories was that we're electric creatures, and that's not a theory. We are. You're supposed to drink a lot of water, and you are, because water, it conducts electricity, and you're supposed to eat electric foods. All right, how's everybody doing this morning? I just start off yelling at people. I'm not yelling at y'all. I get excited. It means that whenever this is in the news, it means I get to talk about it and it makes a whole lot of sense. Let me see. Where is Dr. Sebi? Dr. Sebi. Booze! Where is it at? Right here. Is coffee on the list? On the Twinkies? Let me see. This is why I don't judge nobody. Because I got my coffee right here. But I am healthy, so I'm not really worried about it. Let me see. Is coffee on the list? Did coffee make the list? Let me see. Vegetables. Oh, dang it. I can barely see that. Did y'all see that? My eyes are bad. I'm getting old. Coffee. No. Coffee. No. I don't see. All natural herbal teas. Nope, I don't see coffee on there. That's why I don't judge nobody. I'm still drinking my coffee because I'm healthy. That's what I'm saying. Don't judge people. You're eating your meat, go ahead and do that. Anyway, I'm going to say good morning to people, and I'm going to go down through and talk about electric foods. Mucus, which is another one of his points. That any time that you, I'll post the list. I'll post it, and it's online too. Anytime that you eating that doesn't belong in a system, you shouldn't put it in a system. Anything that gives that system an adverse reaction is bad. Anything that you eat that causes inflammation, you probably shouldn't eat, or you eat very little of it. Anything that you put in a society that causes mental illness, it causes people to join gangs, it creates hate, it causes police to brutalize the citizens they're supposed to be protecting and serving. Those things are called offensive. You should do very little of those things. I know y'all thought we were going to talk about health. No, this is all related. It's all related. If you have unconstitutional laws and it creates artificial scarcity and your humans have to survive by killing each other, robbing each other, getting guns, then those laws are offensive. They need to go. The police are side effects in the system being played by everything else. Like we talked about yesterday. If you're eating chicken, y'all like chicken? Chicken! And you put it in your mouth, and the minute it hits your tongue, you have an immune response to it. The white blood cells start attacking it because it's not supposed to be in your body. You should eat very little of it or none of it. That's how that works. Anyway, good morning. How's everybody doing? Good morning, Mary. Follow the money. Yes, Mary, follow the money. The pharmaceutical industry wants you sick. That's just how they make money. They don't want everybody sick, but they need enough people sick so they can keep growing as an industry. It's not any sort of theory. It's not any sort of speculation. They literally need customers, and they need you to be sick so they can have as many as possible. It's how they make money, and they bought a government to guarantee. That government does very little to stop silent weapons for quiet wars, putting pesticides in food, putting cancerous products in your lotions, in your oils. This is all related. Offend your body will act like it's offended. Offend your citizens, they will act like they're offended. Offend Honduras, offend your world, try to colonize everybody, they will become ISIS and ISIL and Al-Qaeda and fight back. That's how it works. Offend America, they will have an American revolution. Things you offend will respawn. Speaking of which, his village was called Ushuaia Village. It was in Honduras. That's why I say America killed Dr. Sebi. CIA killed him. They killed him. They killed him. Hey, you're a conspiracy theorist. Am I? Why is Honduras so violent? Why are the police corrupt? Why don't they have their own government? Who colonized it? Who destroyed the country over, 3 times? Who staged all those coups? Why are people walking from Honduras to the border? The same reason they murdered Dr. Sebi in prison in Honduras. The CIA. The same people who don't want you to know about Adam and Eve. It's all related. Anyway, all right. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Keisha. Good morning. Good morning, Ann, Augustine, Jasmine, John. Nothing worse than telling the truth to the deniers. Yeah, that's true, Augustine, but you got to tell the truth. You got to use these moments where it's popular to be honest for a moment, because it's going to go back to being unpopular. It's like the judge. You know, the judge that oversaw his civil case, you know what the judge said at the end? Because I think the way this works, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the civil case, he could have just been found guilty and it would have been over. But you know what that judge said at the end? The judge said, as a kid, I just wanted to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference. Do y'all know the Dr. Sebi story? Do I need to start all over? Because what he did, short story, he took out an ad in the New York newspaper and he said, I can cure AIDS, sickle cell anemia, diabetes, blindness, cancer, a list of them. The state of New York arrested him. Once they got him in handcuffs, one of the arresting officers took him in and booked him. White guy, because y'all they're like, Dr. Sebi's one of our doctors. He's a black doctor. First of all, most of Dr. Sebi's patients are white, number one. So let's get rid of the race stuff. Let's talk about honesty and health. One of the white police arrested him, and I hate that word. Just call him a Caucasian brother, Caucasian cousin, whatever. Said, y'all done messed up. I mean, y'all done messed up. We arrested this bastard. He lying, saying he practicing medicine without a license, said he cured all his diseases. He said, no, y'all done messed up. And he went to Dr. Sebi and he said, yeah, they done messed up and they arrested you. And he said, what do you mean? He said, well, because you cured me. He said, I cured you? He said, yeah, you cured my gout. He said, I've never seen you in my life. I'm messing the story up a little bit, but the details are there. The cop said, yeah, no, I didn't come to you. I sent a black officer to you. You were supposed to be treating his gout, but you were actually treating my gout. And so I was taking the herbs you were giving him, and you cured me. So I know they messed up with you. I know that you're the real deal. And he said, well, why didn't you come to me? He said, well, because you were the black doctor. You were the black doctor. I didn't think he said he was scared. He's like, that's why I sent the black cop to you. I didn't know if I was welcome. Something to that effect, he said. This is why I hate race. I hate this whole race thing. People die for your ignorance. Y'all want to keep playing this game that plantation owners and masters came up with. Let those bad ideas die with them. So anyway, they arrested him, and he had to prove in court that he could cure those 7 diseases. The civil court judge could have just found him guilty. It'd have been all over with. But at the end, the judge said this. He said, as a kid, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to change the world. And he said, I became a judge. Never had a chance to do that, but he said, now I think I have a chance to change the world. He said, I'm going to pass this on to the Supreme Court. That judge knew that not only could this man cure those things, not in everybody, not all the time, because remember, it's 7 billion different types of human beings on this planet. All the herbs are different, the compounds are different. When they're grown, it's different. We can go through all of that if y'all want from a botany perspective, but there's so many different factors and variants, and that's why the pharmaceutical industry stays far from holistic medicine as possible. They need a guaranteed profit mogul. They need a percentage. 80% of the people have this response. When it comes to holistic medicine, that's not going to happen. But the judge knew it, and the judge said, I'm going to make a difference. He knew that if the Supreme Court heard Dr. Sebi, things were going to change for a lot of people. Not for everybody. A lot of people are locked into this monoculture. So he beat the city of New York. He beat the Supreme Court in New York and proved to them. The judge said, bring me 7 people who you've cured of those diseases. And 77 showed up. So they had to let him go. He proved it. And I forgot why I was going through all of that. One of the things he taught was about genetic foods, right? He talked about eating the foods that your body ate, that you evolved around and ate the most to help cure you. So he was from Africa. So he mostly focused on herbs from Africa. And people say, well, that means he was an African doctor, black doctor. No. First of all, number one, everybody came from Africa. Yeah, everybody came from North Africa, number one. And number two, you have to look at where you're from. Where is my marsupial picture? Our bodies evolve, like I say all the time. Our livers, our heart, our lung, a lot of the microbiology evolved in different parts of the world, eating different things, starting at one of these little marsupial things, right? Walking all over the planet. People, they start to get nerds. Oh, he's going into evolution. No, I'm not. I think that everybody kind of got a little something right. And so this marsupial, let me hide this right here. This little marsupial walked all over the planet, ate a whole bunch of foods. How do I get rid of this? That were low on the ground. Nope, didn't want to get, there we go. That were low on the ground. And as he did that, his body learned how to solve problems from the compounds in those foods. Like what's behind me? What is this called? Somebody tell me what y'all know what this is called behind me? This fern, fiddle, what do they call them? Fiddleheads when they first come out the ground? Why in the world would we eat a lot of fern fiddleheads? Well, because when you're low to the ground and you're walking around on the ground and it's been winter time and the ferns are coming up, what's the first thing, the first green thing that pops out of the ground? The reason fiddleheads are so healthy for you, they have so many nutritional benefits, is because they grow low to the ground, they're very bright green, and when they came up, the marsupials, and we ate them a lot because we came out of that frozen winter, starving. And so we ate a lot of it. And so a lot of the compounds in the fiddleheads are nutritional. The dandelions, all the weeds, the things that are most prolific, those things aren't superfood. They're just very healthy because our bodies know how to solve problems with them. They're easy. So when you eat a lot of them, you don't have dis-ease. There are no superfoods. There's only human food and dummy food. That's all there is. That makes sense? Eat what we've always eaten, and you don't have the diseases that we never had prolifically. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Annie. Good morning, Ronald. Sandra. Good morning, Verna. Maybe Steve was there after all. Georgia, that was early on. I have to go down. I forgot where we were. I know Steve. Who's Steve Jobs? I don't know. Elizabeth, Mercedes. Good morning. Hi, all driving. Okay, Lori, look at the road. You can listen. I'm not going to show nothing. We just going to listen. Good morning, Lennon. Yeah, one disease is being out of balance. And that's all it is, Amy. When you eat the foods that are out of balance in the human system, you're going to have a disease. That's it. Most diseases come from your mouth. They're things that you put in your mouth. They start in your brain. You go in the grocery store, you start looking around. You're grazing in a grocery store instead of in a food forest. Let me see if I got a picture. I got a picture of a food forest. I don't have it queued up. Instead of eating in the food forest, you're eating in the grocery store. You start getting sick and you can't figure out why. It's because you're not eating human food. You're not eating the food that you're used to. Like I look at this picture back here, half the food in here I can't even recognize. Let me put the marsupial down. All right, let's put the marsupial. Hang on, Dr. Sebi, we're gonna blank you out for just a minute. There you go. Marsupial. I look at this blanket of food coming out of food forest, half the food I can't recognize. And that's a problem. That's a real problem. But I've been doing my best to eat fruits and vegetables from all over this planet and less from the grocery store. So I grow all kind of weird food. One of the newest ones I'm eating is from India, a gooseberry. Delicious. But the point is that it's from all over the world. Every plant makes its own compounds, and some plants make various compounds, and those compounds are what your body needs to solve the dis-ease conditions, especially the things that are low growing because they're easy. NASA released classified documents and pictures of ancient structures that were found under the oceans of Mars, which makes sense, Susan. It also makes sense why the CIA would hide the stories of creation about Adam and Eve and all the ancient archaeology, because it attaches people to things that make them healthy. CIA gets their money from corporations. Corporations get their money from you being sick and stupid. Balance and motion. We are lacking the balance. Yes, Amy, when we lack, and motion's a part of it too, because it's not just eating healthy, it's actually living healthy. Human beings were never sedentary. We're always running and picking and weaving and running and jumping and chasing and being chased, and we're always doing those things. You can't sit on your butt all day and expect to be healthy. Your body needs to move, and you got to have a lot of water when you move it. And that was the other thing that was powerful about Dr. Sebi, was the water, the healthy spring water. You're supposed to drink a lot of spring water. A human adult's supposed to drink a gallon of water. If you're an electric creature, you need electricity flowing all through your body. You need everything to be connected. You don't want to have those little anaerobic areas where there's mucus, where electricity isn't transmitting. part of his theories. Why do I call him a doctor? Because I think he makes a lot more sense, and everything he told me, for the most part, worked very well. All right, let me see. Hey, Gerard and friends, many people are watching Dr. Sebi videos. I downloaded the list as well. Yes, Ish, they are, and that's important. I think, you know, I'm gonna have to watch some today. My problem is I think I watched all of them, Ish. But the good thing about his lectures is you can watch them 2 and 3 times and you'll miss a whole lot because he just dumps a whole lot out there. But I think I've watched every lecture that's been on the internet. Going back, for almost 6 months, that's all I did was watch his lectures and like try to find what was good, what I agreed with, what worked in my body, what didn't work in my body, new things to try, and he is a freaking genius. Genius. Doesn't mean that he's can explain things in ways that everybody understands because he didn't have degrees, but he's damn sure a doctor. No beans, beans have starch. And that's another thing Ishi talked about was no starch, right? And the theory behind that is because you have plants that are natural, that are heirlooms. They don't need starch. Starch is a binder, right? Foods that we made, which tend to be hybrids, are starchy. Why? Because they're not heirlooms. They're not consistent. They haven't been on the planet growing for millions of years or hundreds of millions of years. They're in this hybrid area where they're trying to find themselves. They're trying to become stable. And then once they become stable, they become an heirloom. They don't have as much starch. So he said, don't eat a lot of starchy foods. Why? Because starch causes mucus. Mucus is an inflammation response. It's offense. So when you eat less things that offend you, your body works easier. Dis-ease, like your society. Chickpeas are okay. He won the case. Yes, he won the case. Aboriginals in Australia have lobbied to have their own health and justice system. Wish we could do that. Wish we could. I wish too, Ish. I think you're in Australia, aren't you? The biggest problem here is that we have an oligarchy. Oligarchy makes money off of sick people, not strong, healthy, independent people. It makes money off of sick people. So they hide a lot of information. And as well as they don't do things to prevent people from being sick for the most part, because that's their base. That's how they make their living, is by sick people. Nipsey's death will be hashtag Big Pharma's worst nightmare. Patricia, I hope so. I hope so. I do, Patricia. I really do. I don't think so. I hope so. I really hope so. I hope so, but I don't think so. Like I was discussing with a sister on the thread the other day. She said, well, one of Nipsey's, I guess a friend of his said, oh, it was just the gutter trash that killed him. It wasn't Big Pharma. And this is no big conspiracy and to buy Big Pharma. And I was just kind of thinking about it. And I was just like, well, you know, I don't know who killed him. You never know who's behind it. A lot of people still think James Earl Ray killed Martin Luther King. A lot of people still think that the Patsy killed JFK. A lot of people still think that bin Laden was behind 9/11. So outside who actually does a thing, there's always someone I think that's a little deeper that's behind. But it doesn't really matter. I honestly, I know the Americans, Patricia, I think you do too, but I know the Americans around me, and it's going to take a hell of a lot more to get them to give a damn about their health. It's going to take a hell of a lot more to get them to watch documentaries on how to be healthy. Most people don't think eating has any relationship to your health. Most people don't think that eating has any relationship to disease. I don't think anybody's I think we can catch a few, Patricia. That's what I think. I don't think it's going to be Big Pharma's worst nightmare. Most people here, they still want their drugs. They want to eat their Twinkies, their donuts, eat their cakes, their cookies, their pies. They want to eat all their hybrid foods. They want to eat the things that are cheap or free and easy. They want to eat their pesticide foods. They want to eat out, which is all sick food anyway, and it's all pesticide drenched, and it's full of sugars and oils, and just take a pill and feel better. And when they feel bad, they want to basically, Patricia, and it sounds like, my example was like you're driving down the street, and when a car light, the check engine light comes on, what do? Do you take it to the mechanic and you say, fix my engine, something's wrong? And you force that mechanic to go through methodically and fix the engine, find out the transmission ain't doing this, the oil pressure did, okay, all right, I did it, fixed, all right, bing, and the light goes off. Most Americans, when it comes to health, Patricia, most people around the world probably, when that check engine light, when they start coughing and sneezing, They get that rub on their chest, a little blue bump starts showing something's happening, they ain't feeling right. They basically go to the doctor and say, give me a pill. Which is basically just saying, go into the hood and just cut the check engine light. I don't want to see that light no more. Just cut the light. Don't deal with it. Don't treat it. Don't heal it. I don't want to spend time healing my body so the check engine light goes off and we actually resolve the problem in my brain because I'm eating death food that's killing me. I'm not eating to live, and I'm passing that diet to my children so their check engine lights come on. Just go under the hood and just cut the wire here, and they'll pay the mechanic. Here you go, I pay you. There you go. The light's off. I feel good. I'm good. And that's all. They just want to feel good. So I don't think most people will change, but I think some people will change. So I think it's important that we watch his videos and we talk about it. And all the other doctors that cured cancer, all the other doctors that cured leukemia, all the other doctors that have been curing disease that have been disappearing, like that guy in Germany. Dr. Sebi is not the first. He's one of the greatest because he beat this in the Supreme Court, the oligarch Supreme Court, because he actually got one judge who just wanted to change the world. That's why I don't hate judges. That's why I don't hate police. That's why I don't hate the FBI. I don't hate the CIA. All of these areas, like we say, they're full of us. All of the things oppressing us are still full of us. And every now and then you got the right one in the right spot who will do the right thing. Like I was watching a video on this yesterday. Brother did a video on Nipsey Hussle. I'll post it. The theme of his video was precious cargo. Precious cargo. He said that basically we pray for things, we ask for things, we hope for things. And every now and then we'll get that answer. We'll get that response. We'll get a Dr. Sebi. We'll get a Dr. Mercola. We'll get a Dr. McGregor. We'll get a doctor who actually tells us the truth and how to solve our problems. They're precious cargo and we don't protect them. We order it out. You called Amazon. Don't ever call Amazon, but we called Amazon. And we ordered out for something to help us solve a problem. Help us. And that help comes. Package arrives. Precious cargo. Arrives at the door. We don't answer the door. Hits the door. We don't pick it up. We don't protect our precious cargo. And that was his point, is that they let Nipsey Hussle get killed because we didn't protect him. We as a people don't protect him. We protect the politicians. We protect the lying leaders. We don't protect our precious cargo. Dead in, dead out. Yes, Amy, death breeds death. Meat makes my body sick. Verna, meat makes my body sick too. Just the smell of it now, it kind of makes me a little nauseous. Your body is a temple. You should treat it as a sacred and holy place. Yes, Susan, you should. You absolutely should. But to follow that up, okra makes my body sick too. And that's raw, cooked, boiled, fried, anything. So I don't mess with it at all. I'm not judging any meat eaters. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, think about offense. Think about your body's your temple, like the sister just said. If your body is your temple and you want it to work well, then you should eat things that make it work easier. Don't eat things that makes it work a little harder, right? Because the more work your immune system has to do fighting what you're eating, the meats, the pesticides, the okra, no, I'm just kidding. The chemicals you put on your skin, then the less your immune system is fighting that disease. And it's not that Dr. Sebi necessarily cured HIV. He knew how to give people herbs and compounds and foods that allowed their body to heal it. But he also would take you to the Ushuaia village. He'd tell you to drink fresh, clean water. He would tell you to stop eating those foods that your body's constantly having to fight, so it's not fighting the things you're supposed to. He gave your body easy conditioning, and so it could solve disease easily. Does that make sense? Truth to power, yes, Brother Cody, and Brother Cody coming from the Native Americans. We all come from a native people somewhere that knew the healthy things to eat, and they all ate it. But after we were colonized, we were given colonizer diets. We were given a colonizer society. We were given colonizer monoculture. We were given labels and jobs to go work in their fields called cubicles and offices to make them money. And when we didn't respond well to that because we needed non-sedentary lives, sitting, spreading our butt cheeks in chairs, but actually moving and running. They gave us more drugs. So they poisoned the food and they gave you drugs so you can go wake up in the morning and go sit in a chair and live a completely unnatural life. And so I think all of these things in this monoculture just pile up and pile up and pile up and pile up. And what we have to do is we have to go back to more of a natural native living, whether you're from native Britain, native German, native Ireland, native Africa, native Latin America. We need to go back to native social living as well as native food eating. All right, let me go through some comments and we'll keep going. I went to my new PCP yesterday. She can refer me to any specialist and it's covered on insurance except for a nutritionist or dietitian. They aren't covered. They are out of pocket. Yes, they are out of pocket, Deborah, because they don't want you getting healthy, unfortunately. Well, okay, it's two things. Let's be honest. Let's be fair. One, because not everything holistic works for everybody all the time. And two, they don't want you getting healthier. They want you, they're paid, not, well, okay, let's say it the right. It's not they don't want you getting healthier. They're just paid when you're sick, right? They get paid by the corporations that make money when you're sick. They get paid by the drug companies and the companies making medical equipment. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning, Trish. Good morning, Jeannie. Good morning, Tor Hill. Let me see, post the list. Yep, I'll post a link for it also. If you don't want to wait for that, people, you can go right out online and post Dr. Sebi's food list and a few of them will come up. The Latin word pneumonia, pneuma, means spirit. Pneumonia, spirit sick, difficult, inspiration, expiration. Ooh, Rebecca, you and your words. And that's what Dr. Sebi died of. He died of pneumonia because they arrested him and they put him in prison in Honduras, CIA Honduras. He just wasn't one of the ones that migrated to the wall. And he died of pneumonia. Judy Walker, if your eyes are bad, I think carrots are good for that. Yeah, well, carrots have a compound, they say, right? I enjoy coffee too. Sharon, good morning. Trudell, good morning. Any food that needs a commercial is bad. Yes, Sharon, who said that? Michael Pollan. He said, if a food has a commercial, don't eat it. It means it's profitable. If it's profitable, it's not food. All food is free. Why? Because we used to be marsupials. We used to be these little things walking around. What's easiest and free? The first seedlings that come up, which is why the birds, it's why you got to grow, I grow my sunflowers indoors. Why? Because if you put them outside, as soon as they sprout, those first sprouts, the birds would destroy them. They know the seeds are down there. They don't want the sprout, but they want the seeds, and they'll just dig the whole area up because they know a sunflower died there, right? The first ones that come up. All right, let me take him off with Dr. Sebi back. Hide that marsupial. Trying to explain something. Post a list. Jobs and growth mentality is obsolete. Colonialism is a scourge. Absolutely. I mean, colonialism is what caused the world's problems. It was the offense that caused the problem, right? It's like a nation. It's like a fence in the body. If men show up with guns and tanks and drones, you're going to have a condition of dis-ease in that nation. Why? Because we make money off of destabilizing nations. Same exact thing. Modern medicine made me sick. I was sick for 1.5 years. Modern doctors wouldn't help me. A wellness doctor was the one who helped me. I am finally almost back to normal. That's awesome and good to hear, Ivana, and thank you for that testimony, because we got to give the holistic doctors credit. They're under fire, and they've always been under fire. You know, they're going up against the greatest evils. What was the last thing Nipsey tweeted? Somebody remember that? I think I posted it yesterday. The last thing Nipsey Hussle tweeted before he died. He said, I'm blessed to have strong enemies. What did he mean by that? I posted that, and one of the brothers, I don't think he got it. He said, I'm blessed to have strong enemies. If you have strong enemies like a pharmaceutical industry that's going after holistic doctors, does that make you weaker or stronger? Are you blessed when you become stronger because you have strong enemies? Sometimes we choose weak enemies. In a way, think about it like this. I think that was a powerful last tweet by this young man. He was 33 when they killed him. 5 to the body, 1 to the head. Execution style. He had strong enemies because he lived an authentic life. He didn't pick and choose and just fight the weak enemy. He didn't pick and choose and just pick some poor white people to go fight. He didn't pick the weak enemy. He didn't pick some little poor black people to go fight. He didn't pick some poor immigrants to fight that are walking towards the border and just want food. He picked real enemies. He was a man at the age of 33. He stood up and used his platform to take on powerful enemies, and they killed him. And he was blessed by it. I think that the brother was kind of saying, well, he didn't get blessed by it because it didn't go so well for him. No, it actually went fantastic for him. He lived an authentic life. As long as he lived free, and he spoke truth to power. He lived the life he wanted to live, and that's the most important. It's like the guy who climbs to the top of Mount Everest. And I'll tell you, don't ever climb to the top of Mount Everest. That's a bad idea. There's a lot of dead people up there. There's hundreds of them. Bodies everywhere. Don't do it. But he said, I didn't climb Mount Everest to die. I climbed it to live. Live your authentic life. You either live as a slave or you live as a captive. He was captive to the oligarchs in America and the world, but he lived free. He was a captive, and he actually fought the power. He actually raged against the machine. He didn't pick like a little wheel, a little dot in the machine, like, I'm gonna go after just the poor white people. I'm gonna go after the poor black people. I'm gonna go after the Palestinians. I'm gonna go pick a weak enemy. He picked a strong enemy. So absolutely. You know, we have to get behind the holistic doctors, Ivan, and I'm glad to hear that. They know what they're doing. Good morning, Adrian. Plant seeds, walk away. Others will water. It's never been up to one person to save the world. Just do a small part. That's it, Rebecca. Some people have small parts. Some people have bigger roles. And the video I was watching, the guy was saying we need to protect our bigger platforms, our precious cargo, the ones who can reach lots of people. Like, as an example, I can post a video and I get anywhere between 500,000 people to watch, and I'm fine with that. I'm not really even, I get too big, they don't have to kill me. So I don't know, I'm ready for that. But whenever that comes, that comes. But people who have big platforms coming out of Hollywood, we got to make sure we support them when they use their platforms to do real humanitarian work. And that's what this brother was doing. You know, people will go back and look at his age, look at him and say, oh, he used to be in a gang. He's a bad guy. I'm not going to support him. Listen, let people grow up. When people grow up in hate environments, they become that. Besides the fact, the difference between a gang and your politicians. Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference. Anybody know the difference? Anyone know the difference between the worst, bloodiest killing gang and the military-industrial complex that the politicians all support? Tell me the difference. No difference. No difference. No difference. Zero. One is protecting a street and fighting other people for resources, fighting other gangs for the ability to sell drugs. And your nation, same damn thing. They have allegiance to their gang. You have allegiance to your nation. Their gang murders for resources. Your nation murders for resources. So there's absolutely no difference. Don't judge people because they're nations on a street level. And you're a nation on a national level. That's why I don't like hypocrisy. I don't do any kind of hypocrisy. You know, you're either violent or you're non-violent. Actually, you know what? And I take that back, because there is a difference between gangs and patriotism. There's a difference. Patriotism to a nation and a flag and a family crest, and violence. Not patriotism to your people, not patriotism to your neighbors, patriotism to your community, patriotism to the land that you live in that might be called a nation. There's a difference. And the big difference between gang violence and national violence is the gangs have to. They die if they don't. They're forced to. These kids are born up in poverty. They have to join the skinheads and the white nationalists, and they have to join the Bloods and the Crips to survive. They were shown hate. The politicians don't have to. A nation can be fine without invading and murdering another nation of people. So that's the only difference I see there. Let me see. I'm going to go through comments. We can talk more about Dr. Sebi. I hate the word Caucasian. Lots of laughter. What? I hate the word. Oh, I hate the word Caucasian. I don't even know what that is, Lori. I'm afraid I don't even want to touch that one. I won't touch that one. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Eileen. All right, let me try to move down in comments. Good morning, Katya. Thanks for your time and sharing information. Nikki, I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. This is not my platform. This is not my platform. This is the people. I don't know what happened. Luckily, I posted a video. People watch it. So I'm forced to say the things that are true. It's not my option. It's like Nipsey Hussle. He was forced to take care of people. He was forced to go back to his community and do the right thing. Because once you have the power to do it, you either want to keep going like most people in the business class and shoving money in a bank account and being greedy, or you want to try to give back. So I really have no choice in talking about these things. These are the things that move forward. Otherwise, I'm a hypocrite. I'm not here to make money, and I'm not here to prop myself up. I'm here to try to help people and just put out there what I know, and then give you people in the comment section the ability to post what you know, and that allows this great communication things to happen. Iron sharpens iron, and we all move forward based on that. I don't think anyone's greater than anyone. So I appreciate you sharing, because it's not my message. I think we all have little bits and the pieces of the message, and we're all supposed to get that little bit and piece out. See, I may not know anybody that becomes anything significant, but you might. My God, you might make the difference in the world actually just by sharing a video, by liking something and subscribing and sharing, and you got that one friend that you start up that conversation with and you help them. They look at me and they're like, this dude is crazy. I ain't watching none of this crazy, man. What the hell is wrong with this crazy hippie? But it might start a conversation, and they might just think you are just Amy. They might think you're crazy out your head. But it ends up in that person 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, their kid gets autism, their kid gets cancer, something happens, their neighbor, their family, whatever. And so they're evolved on, what's up, Brother Carl? Right? You know, it's like they see something from Brother Carl and they're like, whoa. You know, you could be talking about bees, right? And how bee pollen helps the immune system, and how, you know, but you got to get bee pollen, is one thing Brother Carl taught me, from the bees in your local area, because they're the ones exposed to the things and the pollen in your local area, and your immune system learns from that. But how will you know that if you don't share? How will you know that if the conversation doesn't start up and they start yelling and screaming at me, but you can start a conversation? So I think everybody has a part to play, but you might know that one person. That person might, I don't know, become president and actually fight the oligarchy, actually fight the pharmaceutical industry. Everybody has a critical part to play. I'm just the one that's dumb enough to put my body out to my face out here and say things that are truthful and try not to end up like a Nipsey Hussle. I'm the one that I get to have people yelling and screaming at me, you know, why won't you get in the black fight? Well, because the black elite sold y'all out. They're lying, and, you know, and the white elite sold them out. So we need to get out of that, man. We need to let it go. They're using you like the boss on the plantation used you. And that was one thing Dr. Sebi, he didn't like those black elite Americans. He didn't like them. He didn't like them. He didn't like him one bit. One of his quotes, what did he say? He said, there's no one in black leadership that cares about the health of black people in America. Powerful and true. And he went down a list. He went down to Jesse Jackson, Oprah Winfrey. He just went down here and had nothing to do with none of them. And it's a true statement. And guess what? There is no white leader anywhere in America that gives half a damn about the health of white people. There's no Hispanic leader anywhere in leadership that gives a half a damn. And it's not that they're bad people. It's that the pharmaceutical industry runs everything. The chemical companies run everything. And if they actually care, that means they're being an adult and humanitarian, which means they get murdered. Powerful man. He didn't play with anybody. He didn't play the race game. He didn't play any of the games. You know, he talks about Africa a lot if you watch his lectures. And if you really understand what he's saying, then you get that he's trying to show you this is who he is. This is where his genetics are from. And he was truly African from Africa, in certain regions in Africa. So he eats a lot of those herbs and foods that came from there, which is smart. If you're an African American, what are you supposed to eat? A lot of herbs from Africa. Well, yeah, okay. Did you get that gene test? And if you did, don't get the gene test if you didn't get it. But if you got it, look on your gene test. And if it says 60% of your genes came from Africa, which that's where you're probably going to land, because if you came from slavery in America, you are not 100% African, so don't think that you can eat the Dr. Sebi diet and All right, I'm saying, well, there are a lot of medicinal herbs there that, even though you have a lot of your genetics from Ireland, England, whatever, they still do you benefit because everyone started in Africa. But the point is, you want to eat as much as possible from the most recent, I hate the word evolution, the most recent learning your body has done, the most recent DNA epigenetic flips of your body being attuned to the food that you're eating. You want to eat that as much as possible. And if you live in America and you're Irish, you know the first thing I'd be doing? I'd be out to seed companies right now. Okay, what are the herbs that grow in Ireland? And I want to eat a lot of that. Not that you are marsupial in Ireland, because that was way back before we were all African, but you spent a lot of time there, your ancestors. And so the genetic information they pass down through epigenetics from mom to child are based on a lot of the compounds that grow in the herbs from Ireland. So you need to be buying some Ireland herbs, and you need to be growing them. And I would personally, I'd buy them from Ireland. I wouldn't buy them from an American. I would get them from Ireland. Why would I do that? Because a lot of bacteria comes over on the seeds. You have mycorrhizae fungi. You have things that need to grow along with the plant to help the plant get much of the nutrition it needs to grow to make the compounds that it does. I don't want to go too deep into that. That's like plant geeky stuff. But wherever you're from, and so don't get lost when you watch a Dr. Sebi lecture and you just see a whole bunch of people with dashikis. Don't be scared of that, right? Truth is truth. You just need to take it and apply it to you and run with it. And some things will work, some things won't. Rebecca said, I always make sense. No, I don't, Rebecca. I do not always. I try to think things through. I try to critically, think it through. I don't agree with everything Dr. Sebi said, but like I said, 90-some% of it logically, using critical thought and everything I know about healthy nutrition and growing plants and botany, it actually makes a lot of good sense. Lots of laughter. I'm obsessed with ferns. I adore these little fiddleheads. I've never eaten a fiddlehead, Jeannie. I have a sister who, I think it's Sister Lisa. She's on here. Where did she go? They bought a house up north somewhere and they came back. She said, you need to eat fiddleheads. And I was like, ew, I ain't no damn fiddleheads. Kind of look like rolled up okra with some leaves on it. Where the fiddleheads? I'll go back to the fiddleheads. I can show that in a minute. But she said, no, fiddleheads are healthy. And I started looking them up. I'm like, whoa, seriously? Like, wow, you can make soup with them. You can make smoothies with them. And then if you think about it evolutionary, it makes sense. We ate a lot of the first ones that come up. I've got a big fern garden in front of my yard, and the ferns are one of the first ones that are coming up. And if you've been starving all winter, you're going to go for the first thing. And it might have been poison to the first marsupial that ate it. Imagine that. But after a while, because it was the first one, and when you're starving, you'll eat anything you can, the body learned how to deal with it. The body learned how to, okay, well, this is the only thing we got to have, the cytotoxic T cells and the white blood cells and all the things that break down the food and your body can take in the compounds. Your body's like, I don't know what to do with this compound from a fiddlehead fern, but I'm going to figure it out. And maybe after a couple generations, they figured it out. And then guess what? It's a requirement in curing cancer in your body. That's why I say you should be eating cannabis. You should be eating hemp. They're very prolific growers, and being kept from you has made your body uneasy, which means now you have disease. Go easy. Be easy. Be easy. Unless you're a little girl, don't be easy. Don't be easy. Y'all these teenagers, y'all too damn easy. Don't be easy. Somebody has to guard the kingdom. Somebody has to lock the gates. Don't be that. Don't be easy in that way, but be easy on your temple. Eat things that are easy for your temple. That's what I'm saying. Ancient texts in the Bible recorded people living for hundreds of years, maybe because their food wasn't sprayed with chemicals. And I think that's a part of it, Susan. I have a theory about the Garden of Eden. If y'all want to hear about it, I'll tell you my theory. But yeah, the further they got from the garden, the sooner they died, right? Because as a kid, that's one thing I hated. I hated was Exodus or was it Genesis? We get to that part, we start reading, and then this person beget this person, and they live 800 years, and this person beget that person, they live 700 years, and this person beget that person, and they live 600 years, and I hated it. It was stupid. My father, he was always making me read a whole damn chapter, just people just begetting people and living hundreds of years, and I can't even live to be 80. But the further they got from the garden, the less they ate what was in the garden, the shorter their lifespan was. Well, what was growing in that garden? Maybe that's why the CIA is kept that document about Adam and Eve from the population for that reason. What was in that garden? All scripture has truth. All scripture has truth. And I think you can take it and orchestrate it in a fictionary way. You can make a lot of dogma and make up a lot of crap. So people will hate it and not read it. But if you get lost and clueless, then you don't want to follow your ancients. All scripture is just history. That's why I read Deuteronomy. Thank you. I read scripture from everybody because it's just history. Now, when you take it and you merge it and kind of make it your own little selective thing, then yeah, then that to me, that's fiction and that you're just trying to control people. But it's all just history. And most of those, you know, that's my religion. I don't know what really a religion is anymore, but I believe in eating natural things because I'm a natural thing. Hey, Jackie, how you doing? Let me see. Brother David posted a link, realpharmacy.com. I already love it, brother. I already love it. David, they're on it. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, because Real Pharmacy died. They don't play. What's the brother's name? I forgot his name. The Health Ranger. Yes. Y'all need to pay attention to these. If you don't understand anything I'm saying, you don't want to watch a Dr. Sebi lecture, then go. The next one I'll give you is either Dr. Campbell, Dr. Colin Campbell. The other one I'll give you is Dr. McGregor. What is he? Nutritionfacts.org. You can spend a lot of time on that site and you'll understand, you know, link up with when the scriptures are saying things that the science are now saying and the holistic doctors are saying, and it's making sense. That's where you're supposed to be. That's the truth. That's the truth, Ruth. They need to feel better, just numb the effects. And that's the sad thing, Amy, is people, we live in a zombie apocalypse. People walk around numb because they hate their life. They hate their work. They're not living their authentic self. And we need to stop that. We need to stop just drugging ourselves so we can keep drudging on like zombies, working jobs. The doctors in the 50s that cured cancer with frequency, right, sound frequency. He was discredited and his research was taken. Right, Susan? And the funny thing is a lot of this stuff came out in the 50s, which is crazy about that CIA doc. And Susan, you're like me. I know you'll read it. But the CIA doc, the essay on the Adam and Eve, it was in the 1940s, I think. That was when it was 1940s or 1960s when the CIA, when they classified it. The interesting part is a lot of the theories we have now on polar shifts and a lot of things we're understanding about ancient archaeology, they knew way back then, and the CIA classified it. To me, there's something really out. But truth is truth, and I think we've known this for a long time. But we live in a time where everything is lied out to us. They give us lies to make us consumers and captive audiences, and the truth is covered up. That's why I say governments can't have secrets, y'all. It's all related. Governments cannot have secrets. All right, I don't want to be leaving my YouTube family alone. Let me see what y'all talking about over here. We never know what we cause. Joseph Campbell said, the best we can do is intend toward the light. Yes, but that's all we can do. Walk towards the light. Try to help other people towards the light. We are here for each other, to help each other. We're not here to fight each other and keep stealing what they have. A philosophy in living. Always walk toward the light. Always err on the side of righteousness. Let me see. My girlfriend loves nuts and seeds. Then your girlfriend, beyond awake, your girlfriend should eat a lot of nuts and seeds. Eat things that don't offend you, but beware of the chemical foods, because what they do is these compounds that when you eat something that's really good, I forgot what it's called, but you get like an endorphin response, and that's your way of your body telling you, eat more of this, I need this. It's like why a pregnant woman has certain cravings, because there's certain compounds and certain foods that the baby needs. These understandings, I think, are way beyond us, and it's like the neural networks of microbiology and your gut brain communicating with your brain and tapping into your taste buds. Be careful. If it's natural and grown natural and your body craves it, yes, you should eat a lot of it. But if it's unnatural and your body craves it, like chocolate or whatever, or because they've gone in, as an example, and they've taken compounds out of the strawberry that you crave, that your body will give an endorphin response for, and you'll go back and you'll keep craving this chocolate. Not real cacao chocolate, but the fake chocolate. Not dark chocolate, but the chocolate they put a bunch of sugar and chemicals in, because they have something called a food chemist, which is a real term in type of employment where they take compounds out of food that's addictive that give you a response, an endorphin response, and they put it in burgers and French fries or things that are unnatural. And so your body keeps craving them, but you're eating unnatural foods and you're getting sick. You're causing dis-ease in your body because you're being tricked. But if it's something natural like that, seeds and nuts, then you should eat them. If you're craving peanuts right now, you should be eating them. If you're craving deep, leafy, green veggies, then that's what you should eat. If your body wants a banana, listen to your body. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Dr. Sebi. When it comes to that, don't listen to your, definitely not Big Pharma. Listen to your body and trust your body. There's 7 billion different types of human beings on this planet. Act like it. They all have very different immune systems. All right, let me see. Beyond Awake said, that old man with the broccoli hat looks healthy. Oh, it doesn't like it's broccoli. No, that's not broccoli. That's a fiddlehead. It's a fiddlehead. It's the tip of a fern when it first comes out of the ground. That's Dr. Sebi. It's not really coming out of his head. He is healthy. I think at the age of 75, he was known for like jumping. He would jump on a table and land on his knees. Like he didn't have like arthritis and all the conditions that he's supposed to have. He didn't take statin drugs and he wasn't sick. He was very healthy because he learned how to eat. His name is Dr. Sebi and he is healthy, very healthy. I looked at the book Miracle Healing Foods by John Heinerman. Very comprehensive. Okay, thank you. Ish, I haven't read that book. Last one I read in the health area was Omnivore's Dilemma. 33 countries and different cultures he studied. Yeah, Ish, he was on it. Your body craves what it's discharging, Ivana. Interesting. My body craves meat. Everyone is different. Okay, well, like I said, I don't tell people not to eat meat. I ask people keep an open mind and give it a try. Give things a try. You know, how do you know an orange is sweet unless you eat it? And I'll be honest with you, when I was eating meat, I crave meat. Oh, in fact, to a degree, I still want some bacon. Don't get me wrong. Every now and then, I get that little gyro taste in my mouth for that lamb meat. But it's so rare now. It's been 10 years now. And for the most part, most meat makes me sick. There was something that happened when I stopped eating meat. I think after about 3 months or so, I actually started craving vegetables. And I've never craved vegetables in my life. I hated vegetables. Hated them. Hated them. Hated them. Couldn't stand vegetables. All of them. Barely like fruit. My body, I think I was confused and tricked to eat a lot of things I probably shouldn't have been eating. But when you stop eating them, your body adjusts. Like another example would be like McDonald's French fries. I can eat them right now, and within 5 minutes, you'll start hearing. Now, mind you, I'm gonna tell you, it's a duck. It's not a duck. My body right now, and I grew up on McDonald's fries. I used to eat them damn. We used to skip school to go get some fries. We used to eat fries all the time. No problem at all. But when I stopped eating junk food, after a while, my body said, okay, we done got them off of junk food. The balances and things changed. The indicator light changed. And it's like, nope, we're not eating that again. We're not eating it. Because I think your body becomes numb to you poisoning it after a while. And so my cravings changed after my diet changed. And the things that tolerated changed, like milk now, I can do like a little thing of, like I can eat like a little Ben & Jerry's thing. But if I go and eat the whole thing, that duck gonna go, that duck. You know, and it's like, oh God, you know, you shouldn't smell anaerobic smells coming out your body. It just should not happen. Those are things you shouldn't eat. So I just tell people have an open mind. You know, vegans aren't crazy. Vegetarians aren't crazy. Give it a try. And if not eating offensive things, starts to work for you, then eat less offensive things and just see what happens. But I don't tell people what to do. I'm not a people teller what to do. Dr. Sebi was the real gangster, speaking the truth to the enemy. Yes, he was, which is why they killed him, Elaine. Let me see. Wellness and natural doctors are starting to realize that they are in demand, and unfortunately, they are starting to capitalize on it. Yes, they are. Well, this is what happens, Ivana. Like, everybody sells out. After it becomes too powerful and it gains a blind following, they monetize it. But I think that's centric to our greed. As there's some of us who just can't get past the greed. Some of us can't evolve past it. Some of us are so locked in it. You know, we hate money when we're poor, but when we can get money, oh, they'll flip on you, because actually they just want to eat the rich, right? There are a lot of holistic doctors, and I think if it's the majority of people in our country that are greedy based, then the majority of holistic doctors are going to sell out. Once they gain that power, they're going to try to make as much money as they can. You know, but it's most people, so I don't think that's really centric to holistic anything. It's just we're broken as a species. We're broke. Money broke us. It takes strong enemies to take down a powerful hero. Yes, it does, Mary, and it also takes a lot of weak people to not protect the strong people. We need to protect the strong people. How do you protect people? Any way you feel fit. Speaking up for them, getting involved, becoming some sort of an activist, stepping in, speaking up, co-signing truth, not just cowering and being quiet because you don't want to engage in the conversation. When we were uncivilized, doctors and medicine was free. Ooh, that's interesting, Suze. You know what that makes me think of? It makes me think about how we went from having a few doctors in a state, a doctor every few towns, to having a doctor every other town, and then a doctor in every town. And now we have a town of doctors in every town. We've completely destroyed health. We never needed so many doctors and treatment and medical anything in our lives because we never had as much disease ever. And a lot of it has to do with our environment and what we're eating and our lifestyles. Herbs cured, not pharma. Exactly, herbs always cure. Well, I think the best way to put that is the herbs gives you the compounds you need for your body to actually solve it. Like it's the body and the microbiology and the human cells and the like that's actually what does the curing and the healing. And this is how Dr. Sebi won his case, is that, you know, he showed that you think you can heal the body with chemicals and the body's offended by every chemical. That's your way. I give the body what it needs and get you to stop eating the things it doesn't need, and your body heals itself. And that's how you could come out there, because, you know, that was one of his philosophies, is that there's only one disease. There's only one disease, and it's mucus, right? And what is mucus? Is an inflammation response. It's offense. And so you stop offending yourself, your body can heal cancer. It can heal leukemia. It can heal this, that, the other. You know, I guess you could throw autism and all of those out there. I mean, the body has a phenomenal ability to heal itself. If we were this sick, we never would have evolved and made it this far. So that's why I think he can make strong statements like that, because he figured out, you know, and I don't know that it works in everybody, and everybody's different, and the condition of your body is different. Your immune system is different. It has different exposure to different things. So everything doesn't work for everybody. But, you know, I think there is one disease in a way, maybe. I don't know. But I know he knew, and I know he solved those problems. All right, let me see. We just opened Gangster Vegan Organics in Media, PA. That's right. I need to come down, check out Gangster Media, Gangster Vegan Organics. Elaine, that was you and your son, right? Food, desserts, and school. Uh-oh, dang it, the comment just moved on. I'm gonna come check you guys out. In fact, I may actually do a video from there. Can I do that, Elaine? Let me come down and do a video at your place. Because people need to eat, and that's a good business you can get into. People are like, well, what do I do? You know, what do I do? I work for this company or that company. You can actually, I don't know, you can start a business that has very little offense to the environment and teaches people how to eat healthier. Like, that's one of the reasons I don't like to eat out a lot, because you go eat out a lot, oh my gosh. You know, you're just eating pesticides. Most times you're not eating at an organic place and it's not fresh food. Go open a vegan spot. Go open an organic place. Sell fresh food. Help people heal. Help people to not offend their bodies so their bodies can heal their cancer. We can do all kind of things to help people. Let me see. I'm so mixed. I'd have to order from 7 countries, which is good. Go for it, Susan. Go for it. I got all kind of African herbs growing. I got all kind of special things. I got herbs from all over the planet. I won't even tell you everything, but it's all legal though, unfortunately, because we still got a big pharmaceutical industry that owns a DEA that throw me in prison. So check out the seeds that you order first. Make sure they're legal in your country. These people are not playing. They are hashtag not playing. If they can get you doing something illegal and you have a voice, that's what I'm saying. If you have a voice, you can't really break any laws. You can't, because they're just waiting for you to slip up. They know everything. They got all your cell phone devices, and if you ever start to grow, they will put you in prison for that. They'll get you on anything. You know, so if you're gonna really speak up and start to try to make a difference like that judge did in his civil case, make sure you're squeaky clean. But yeah, get plants from all over the planet, not just herbs, vegetables too. I love this. I'm going to research Irish, Scottish, and British foods. Yes, thank you. Go for it, Deborah. And then share it with your family. Share it with your kids. Share it with other people who have that lineage. Hey, Ava. Let me see. Susan, oh, you came back in. You must have left and came back in. Choosing your food is a practical matter for one's health and well-functioning immune system. Concern for what comes out of your mouth is still yet more significant. Yes, choosing your food is a practical matter for one's well-functioning immune system. And the immune system is what keeps us alive, isn't it, Brother Brown? The immune system is what keeps you healthy. The immune system is what keeps you away from artificial drugs and highs made in laboratories by Big Pharma. It's what keeps you from everything. If you're healthy, you're a powerful creature. If you're sick, you're a victim, to a degree. I haven't eaten any of my ferns yet, but they are prehistoric plants. Jeannie, neither have I. Neither have I. I haven't eaten my aloe yet either. I want to, I haven't. I got to just get past certain things. But I want to make sure that the ferns I have are the edible ferns. Are all ferns edible? Question mark. I have no idea. Hey, Victoria. You see, people need to get a food file guide and learn the land around you. We're surrounded by foods we never knew we could eat. Yes, we are. All right, let me move down a little bit. I want to show you a few Dr. Sebi quotes. See that where that takes us, and let me see what time. I'm going to wrap it up and roll out of here. I always like to look at quotes because quotes are important. Besides, they're about to be illegal. I was in Europe. Soon you won't be able to have quotes. One of Dr. Sebi's quotes: "A society that keeps a secret so they can continue to sell medication for huge profits is not a real society, but a huge mental assignment." It's very true. That is a mentally ill, psychopathic government that would hide cures that allow people to be sick. Absolutely. Powerful, powerful Dr. Sebi quotes. See, I make that bigger. I say to my brothers and sisters, if nothing else we do, let us be tolerant of each other and share and love. And share love, which is, and he was a big lover, big hippie guy, because love is about being healthy too. What you put out in the universe is what you get back. You hate people, you're going to get hate back. That unfortunately is how it works. Mucus is the cause of every disease. Eliminate the mucus and you eliminate the disease. Very simple. Very simple. Simple, stupid. Don't eat things that offend you. And this is why I think all these principles for not offending your temple, your planet, your nation, your societies, through legal systems and laws, it's all facts. And it's all related. It's said best these ways. Anything God made is on the alkaline side. Why? Because the molecular structure is complete. Anything man-made has to use starch. Starch is a binder. Dr. Sebi, again, that kind of sounds like gluten, doesn't it? Kind of sounds like the gliadin protein. Kind of sounds like gluten. The brother was on it. The brother did not come to play. And people look at it and they'll say, oh, you know, you get upset because of the God thing. I'll have to look at this right here. Hang on. I got a couple of them I looked at, I grabbed quickly. I just wanted to show real quick. The cause of every disease, phlegm and mucus. If mucus goes in your nostrils, they call it sinusitis. If mucus goes in your bronchial tubes, they call it bronchitis. If mucus goes in your lungs, they call it pneumonia. If mucus goes in your prostate gland, they call it prostatitis. If mucus goes in your uterus of a woman, they call it endometriosis and vaginal discharge or yeast infection. Mucus is the underlying cause for all disease. And this is why he came to those philosophies, and it's logical and it makes sense. Yeah, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily right, but it's a great observation. And if it offends your body, if it causes mucus, it causes an inflammation, then don't do it. It's like putting on a lotion. If you went out to the store and you bought a lotion, you put it on, and you got a big rash from it, would you go get that lotion again and rub it on again because it smells good? Think about your body. And these are the philosophies that got me away from meat. Because I knew I was offending myself, but because I didn't see it and feel it, I was okay with it. So just think about it. I'm not saying stop eating meat. I'm just saying give it a chance. Think about it. Offend your body less. Do things that cause mucus less. Like the only reason I even drink coffee, this one is organic. I'm not sure if it's healthy or not anymore. They go back and forth, but there is creamer in this, and creamer has casein because it's got that milk in there. It's got very little, but when I drink it, I don't feel offended. I don't get mucus. But if I go to a restaurant and I sit down and I eat, almost immediately, like the French fries, I'll feel it. And it's not just the duck, but I can feel my throat gets itchy. I'll start coughing because I can feel the mucus coming up. Like some of the things I like to eat, like I'll go, when I'm in a rush. When I'm in a rush, I'll go to Burger King, because Burger King has that veggie burger, you know, and it's one of the few things on the road I know that's everywhere that I can get. I'll get it and I'll eat it, and it is a veggie burger, but within 5 or 10 minutes of eating it, I start kind of coughing up mucus. I can feel it. My body's responding to it. It's reacting to it. It knows it shouldn't be in my body because it's not organic. It's probably pesticides and other things that they have in there that my body wants no parts to do with. They probably do have a bunch of alkaline or hybrid food in there. Eat things that don't offend your body. I'm removing plaque from the system. I'm removing inflammation. That is the basis of all disease. Exactly. Well, you abuse your body, you abuse your children, bad things are supposed to happen. So don't abuse your body, don't abuse your children, don't abuse your society. A few more, and we'll see where we're at. What a good breakfast. Oh, what's a good breakfast? 3 glasses of water or 4. Why? Because it's electric, right? Same thing. You're electric, drink lots of water. Why? Because it helps your body to communicate with the rest of your body. You could have a little piece of cancer hiding in some zone that's sugar and anaerobic, and your body can't find a cancer, can't find a tumor there because it's not communicating right because you don't drink any water. Drink lots of water. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. Yes, absolutely. That's another saying right along with the lines of Michael Pollan. You know, eat how did he say it? He said, if your grandmother didn't recognize it as food, it's not food, don't eat it. Dr. Sebi on Huja. There's another plant in Africa that could stop all of this mess, such as malnutrition. They call it the hujia. It comes from Namibia in South Africa, the hujia. You only have to take a little piece of hujia, eat it right now. You will not be hungry for the next 4 days. I'm telling you that this plant is a nutritioner. You know, I like what he's saying there, but this is a part of what he talked about was fasting, right? Like this is how he found health initially. The first step was to fast, to stop eating things that offended you and let your body to start to heal and take care of things before he started eating the different herbs. So fasting's a big part of it. And, you know, we don't have to rely on Dr. Sebi just for that. You can look at intermittent fasting. You got the pubmed.net and look at the research in intermittent fasting, that your body starts reclaiming white blood cells. And so then it starts to remake white blood cells that are centric to the actual problems in your body at that moment. And that could be part of it. And it could be that hujia is a plant that it takes away your appetite. It allows you to fast, which makes sense. Maybe hujia was something we used to eat a lot. But outside of that, we didn't evolve full bellies. We didn't evolve on a full stomach. We evolved going for days not eating. We evolved going for, at times, a month not eating. We weren't supposed to eat 3 full meals a day till your belly is full. That's another part of sickness, is eating till you're full. We never had that much food. We always had limits. And so your body, just how it evolved to thrive on certain compounds, I think is my theory, you know, or someone else's theory I don't remember. But I think we evolved not eating 3 square meals a day. I think we evolved eating till we were satisfied and then going for large swaths of times not. And that whole makeup, that methodology, your body wraps systems around. It needs rest. You know, and so it is very possible that fasting is a part of it. But then again, scripture says that too, right? Some things come by only prayer and fasting, that fasting's a part of it. Fasting's a part of being healthy. There's some days I won't eat till like dinner. Some days I'm not even hungry till dinner, and I try to listen to my body. And like people think it's weird, like they'll text me or something, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they say, what are you doing? I'm eating breakfast. Eating breakfast? Well, I wasn't hungry, so why did I eat? That's another colonizer mindset thing. Like, why do you want to eat 3 square meals a day? It was some moron one day said you got to eat 3 times a day. That's just stupid. Eat when your body is hungry. When you're not hungry, don't eat. There's a reason. Just how I say a pregnant woman should listen to her body and eat her cravings, and you should listen to your body and eat your cravings. Same thing. If nature did not make it, do not take it. I think we just had that one. I think I have 1 or 2 more. I go back to comments and then we'll wrap this up and get out of here. But I wanted to bring up Dr. Sebi because of it's important that you guys are posting about Dr. Sebi. It's important that you read about Dr. Sebi. It's important that you go find the other doctors that were like Dr. Sebi and share their information also. Don't make him stand on his own, because you know what they'll do? They'll try to deify one person and then they'll vilify him and they'll find all the things wrong with him. And it's not about the person, it's about the principalities like we talked about yesterday. The principalities, there are principalities, that's the struggle. The struggle isn't, oh, well, this person's a god, we worship him. Then you'd be as stupid as the people who are yelling and screaming for these politicians that they worship. Don't worship everybody, nobody's perfect. But I think we get messages, we get precious cargo, and we're supposed to deliver that cargo to other people. And he delivered that cargo. Ignore what he did in his social life. Like Martin Luther King, same thing. Oh, well, he was a womanizer. And Dr. Sebi had multiple wives. He was a womanizer. And it's like, shut up. I don't care about that. Don't be stupid. You got your problems too. Are you perfect? No, you're not. But on the health thing, he figured it out. Did he cure AIDS? Okay, then shut up. Did you? Keep it simple. Don't get bogged down in personalities and identities. Let's stop playing identity politics. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. So it's not about worshiping Dr. Sebi. He's one in many. And some of the things, to me, 90% of what he said made sense. To you, it might only be 60%. Well, run with the bits and pieces that make sense. Make yourself better. Evolve. We evolve by each other. Let me see. You're made, right. You are made of elements. Take the time to learn the foods that are that have high element properties in order to save your health and your body. Like I said, you're asteroid dust, right? Plants are great at pulling in asteroid dust. What you want to do is eat plants that pull in different types of, some plants are great at pulling in potassium. Others are great at pulling in magnesium. Others are great at pulling in selenium. Why? Because they evolved to thrive on that particular mineral. You are a mineral. 120 of them that you need. Well, 120 some that plants need. They say there are 90 some minerals that the human body needs. Eat a wide variety. Don't just eat everything from one farm, not just from your yard. Like people say, well, I live off grid, I grow all my food. But damn it, you need to trade some food. Why? Because how do you know an asteroid with selenium or barium landed in your yard? You don't. You want to eat crops from all over. That's another part that as we evolved, we were hunter-gatherers, right? We ran all over the place. We ate food from here and food from there and rice from there and grass from here and leaves from there and fiddleheads from over there and stevia from over here, and we just kept walking and just eating. So you were eating food from grounds all over the planet from different plants that took in different minerals, made different compounds in different soils that were hit by different asteroids. They're supposed to trade too. Eat from other people's farms, not just your farm. That's about being healthy, I think. First step, ignore the alphabet mafia. Absolutely, Kelly. The alphabet mafia has nothing positive for anybody because we lost that a long time ago. None of them belong to us. They belong to corporations. They're a part of the oligarchy. Big Pharma teaches 1 patient cured equals 1 customer lost. Right, and it's very true. It's how they make their money, Victoria. It's how they make their money. We can call it demonic and devil, and it's not. What did Dr. Sebi say? He said the FDA doesn't want me to distribute my cures. And he's like, that's okay. That's what they're supposed to do. I understand the devil. He said, I understand the devil real well. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to, but do you know that they're the devil? Do you know how the FDA makes their money? Do you know how the DEA makes their money? Do you really believe the food pyramid? Are people who eat the food pyramid, are they healthy? Are the people who wrote the mandates healthy? Is your doctor healthy? I was going to say that. That's when the last time I saw my doctor. Lady had the nerve to sit there and cough and try to tell me about nutrition. Like, I'm here with my son, taking my son to see you, and you're coughing? He's not coughing. I'm not coughing. And she said, well, what do you eat? You know, she said, well, what do you guys eat? And I said, well, we're vegetarians. And she said, well, what do you eat for protein? I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. I said, you do know that all protein comes from the sun, right? You do know that every single plant manufactures protein in trace levels. Well, if that's what you want to call it, you eat a diverse diet, you're going to get a lot of diverse proteins the way we got most of them. And she just gave me one of those look like, oh, you just one of them. So, yeah, I'm actually one of them. And I just really thought about this whole doctoring thing. And I just realized I made a mistake. Why the hell do I have my son here talking to you, coughing up a storm like she was coming down with the flu? You haven't even figured out the flu yet. How are you going to help my son with anything? I haven't gotten the flu in over 10 years. It's because you got your flu shot. Yeah, okay. I was like, that is the last day I saw it. I was done. After that, I don't ask that. I ask my doctor. Dr. Sebi is my doctor. Dr. McGregor is my doctor. Dr. Mercola is my doctor. Dr. Campbell is. Doctors who actually don't talk about it, but they be about it. They are about it. That's who I run with. Like, it's like politicians. Yeah, they talk cute. They say a lot of cute things. Yes, they do. Do they do those things? No, they don't. I listen to what your politicians do, and I listen to what doctors do. And if it doesn't sound right, listen to their actions. Ignore the words that come out of their mouth. Everybody's at a different stage in their awakening. Absolutely, Victoria. And this is why we got to stop this judging people. Let it go. Say what's good and walk away. You don't have to make carnivores stop being carnivores. You don't have to make an omnivore stop. How do you? We know nothing. Just shut up. Leave it alone. Say what's true. Like Sister Ivana sent me a link. I have to go read on it and the benefits of meat. I'm going to go read it. You know, I don't have to fight people. We got to stop trying to force other people to be like us because we're all 98% monkey. Again, we're only a few thousand years out of sniffing each other's anuses and tickling armpits and sniffing them to find out who we are and what we ate for lunch. We're not that far from it. Not that far. People say, your monkey's your uncle, not mine. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to believe DNA science if you don't want to. That's okay. Some people believe the earth is flat. I'm fine with that. Me, most of my body evolved in rats and marsupials and DNA and bacteria ended up in monkeys, and an alien came here named Adam and he made Adam and Eve from the dust, the bacteria of the earth, and some monkeys, and we got all of that. Put in the second chromosome, I'm good with that. I think all of that makes perfectly good sense, and that's why the CIA classified the Adam and Eve essay, because it tells you too much of the truth and how all the religions, because it didn't just hit on one of them, all the religions are intertwined, interrelated. They all talked about the calamities and disasters that came before us, and they all talked about healthy nutrition too. Great vibe, listening from Spain. Hey, Emma from Spain. I'm about to get out of here though. All right, let me see. Italy. Italy does not allow GMO or glyphosate because I love Italy. They actually have some love for their people. My government hates me. They're at war with me. Every day long, they're trying to poison me. And where is that immune system? Mostly in small intestines. Yes, the immune system is in the small intestines and the gut brain and all of that. We got to protect what goes in your body. That's why you got to be careful with drinking chlorinated and fluoridated water. Why would you drink something that sterilizes your gut bacteria? It murders those creatures that actually give you your cravings, that tell you what to and not to eat. But again, I guess it'll make you buy more from the grocery store. So I guess that's a good thing for somebody. One time I had fried cactus. It was served cold, though that made sense to me. It wasn't bad though. Well, it makes sense, Nikki. I mean, most of the cactus we ate, if we ate it before we became technivores with fire, it was cold, it was raw. Whether we like it or not, we all come from raw vegans. We do. I'm not a vegan, you know, but I get what they're saying, and what they're saying makes perfectly good sense. We all came from raw vegans, and maybe we're starting to evolve out of it. I don't know. I'm not. When I eat raw vegan, my body's healthier, I have more energy, and I don't get sick. But I can't be vegan. I tried as hard. I tried, y'all. Give me credit. I tried. I tried. Oh Lord, did I try? I did, y'all. But you know, every now and then I want a cheese pizza. It's just gonna happen. Every now and then I want a piece of bread. And I got the bread maker. I was making breads without milk, and I was making breads without gluten. I was making my own breads with tapioca flour and coconut flour. So I went on that voyage. I did the best I could. I'm like 60% vegan, you know. But in the morning time when I'm drinking my coffee, it's not black. It's not black. It's not black. I'm blacker than the coffee because it's got something that's not supposed to be in there. The human body can take tons of amazing abuse if you get the nutrition right. Get your nutrition right, you're good. When people around you start coughing, I tell everybody, drink your smoothie. How do I make my smoothies? Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about the okra smoothie. I don't want to think about that again. How do I make my smoothies? I use coconut milk. I use a banana. And sometimes nuts. If I get those three in there, doesn't matter what else I put in there. I can put everything else in there. And this is what I was proving to a friend of mine. I put okra in there. I'll put mixed vegetables in there. I'll eat raw things I would never eat, like cauliflower. I'll put all deep leafy greens, organic if you can get them. I'll shove them all in there. I'll throw some mint in there. I'll run to the garden. After spring, I got my stevia going. Right now, they're too little. When they get big, I'll start plucking stevia, putting them in there to get a little extra sweetness. Don't put ice cream in it. And I'll drink that smoothie. I'll drink the whole thing. Y'all used to see me on the video. I drink the whole canister of smoothie because you're supposed to. And if you do that a few times a week, oh, brother, whew, it'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind what it feels like to be healthy. I can't understand why you can't put into words what it feels like to get out of bed in the morning. You can't put into words what it feels like to go work a hard day like yesterday, carrying concrete blocks again yesterday, ripping and tearing muscles. But those muscles were repairing themselves because I was eating the things I'm supposed to eat. And I eat very little few of the things that offend me. And my body handles it. I should be sore, over in pain right now. I was actually moving concrete blocks before this video. I'm building another koi pond. I was moving concrete blocks because I do aquaponics systems. I grow a lot of my vegetables with aquaponics. I'm gonna spend some time showing y'all that in future videos. I haven't done a whole ton of aquaponics. I've done small systems recently, but I'm gonna do a bigger system this year. I'll show it to you. So I was moving concrete blocks this morning. I should be tired. My back should hurt. But when you eat healthy, healthy things happen. I used to go to the gym. I used to lift weights. I used to do all of these things. They used to call me Shaka Zulu in college. Why? Because I was so black and I went to a black college and they was racist. They called me Shaka Zulu. But I was cut. I was cut. That's why why do you think I got 3 boys? I got 3 boys because that's where I met their mama. I was cut. I was back then, but I had to work hard for muscles back then when I was eating all that bad diet. Now, muscles just happen. They literally just happen. One day I'll show you my 6-pack. Damn it, yes, I got a 6-pack. No, you can't see it right now because it's under a nice warm jelly coat and I put over it for winter. Winter time comes, I put a jelly coat. And that's why I said the human body can take abuse. I like apple pie, you know, but I'll go to Giant. And I don't go to Giant anymore. I used to go to Giant. They used to have the apple pie where you turn it over, you read the ingredients, and it said apples. It said apples, crust, and I think it was one other ingredient. It was apple pie. It's like real apple pie. But my brother, because I took one at Thanksgiving, Christmas, not Christmas time. I took one over there at Christmas time, and I was like, yeah, that's why I eat the Giant apple pie. They flipped the script on me. He turned that pie over and said, Ken, did you read this? They call me all different times. He said, read this. It had like 20 ingredients, like they done got me. They got me. But they had a sugar-free pie, and they used to label it sugar, you know, no sugar added. And other grocery stores have them too. What's my point? My point there is, yeah, you got winter time comes, Christmas time comes, you want to get your 6-pack under a nice little jelly coating, and it'll keep them nice and warm because it's cold. I live in Pennsylvania, and it gets really cold in winter. You want to take care of your 6-pack. That'll pop right back out. But when you eat healthy, it's funny that you build muscle structure a lot faster. I only drink 1 cup per day and try to stay alkaline. 1 cup of what? Cheese, ice cream, butter lattes. Woo! Come on, Brother Kelly. Well, if you're healthy, that's what I'm saying. Don't judge others. If it works for you, run with it. If you're getting sick, you might want to think about something else. Run with it. You know what's not funny? Vegans do not feed their dogs and cats. Animal abuse. Oh, wait a minute. You know what's not funny? Vegans who do not feed their dogs and cats. Oh, don't feed them meat. Right, Brother Harley's on, and that's right. You know, very clearly, they have canines. They are carnivores. They are 100% carnivores. Every now and then, they'll eat little veggies and whatever, but they're supposed to be ripping flesh from bone. How do I know? Because if you take a squirrel and you take his tail off, throw it in there, whatever, they'll rip it to shreds. That's what they're supposed to eat. Again, you know, the gorilla doesn't eat the polar bear's food. The polar bear doesn't eat the grizzly food. You're not supposed to eat your dog's food. And the dog's not supposed to eat your food, or you'll get an uneasiness in your body because you're not eating what you're supposed to. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Cyrena. Healthy water. Yes, healthy water and even happy water. That is a thing. Look it up. He's a Japanese doctor. He explained happy water. And that was one of the big things that Dr. Sebi was on, was natural, fresh spring water, which is why he wanted to take people to Honduras, where his village is, to drink the water. That was a big part of it. He said he wanted to open a village in the United States, but he couldn't because he said there was almost no fresh, clean water he could find anywhere. Healthy water. Big part of it. Breakfast is a breakfast. Water is the best thing when you first wake up. Yep, Susan. And what I do is I actually have a gallon jug I'll carry around with me, and that's how I know I get my gallon a day. And I don't always nail it every day. I just do the best I can, and I'll just keep going at it. I take it to the head everywhere. I take it to the head. People think I'm crazy driving around with this big gallon of thing or a big smoothie. Take it to the head. And it's like, all right, you think I'm crazy? I don't have a doctor. I don't know where he lives, don't know his name, don't know his mama name, don't know where his office is, don't know what the stethoscope even look like, can't spell stethoscope because I eat natural things now. Pure, clean water is not easy to find. No, it's not, Rebecca, but there is a website that can help. Somebody post a link for that website or do a quick search. There is a website that shows you where all your local spring water is. And you can go right out to it, and some of them you pay, but most places you just take a glass jug up there, fill it up, and go away. Spring healthy living water. Let me see what's happening over here. Some people swear into taking a month cycle of the moon to change any habit. Could be ish. I don't know. I mean, we evolved under the moon. Could make sense. I don't know. From the book, headache goes away in 20 minutes with broth from shallots and ginger chopped up and strained of hot water. No big fee needed. Well, you know, because all these things are healthy, and I think that there are different reasons you can get a headache-ish. For me, one of the things that blew me away was when somebody said, you get a headache, drink water. I was like, what? What the hell you been smoking? They said, if you got a headache, drink more water. It's like, man, get out of here. You're crazy. Get a headache, drink water. Because, and this isn't every headache, obviously, but the headaches I used to get, the vast majority, was because my brain was I was dehydrated. When you're dehydrated, what happens to your cells and your tissue? It contracts. What happens to your brain? It contracts like anything else that's drying up. You ever see like dried fruit? Is the dried apple as big as no, because it's not hydrated. You hydrate it, puffs back up. Your brain is the same way. You got a headache, drink a lot of water, and guess what will happen? The critical systems in your body will take it first, but then eventually your brain will get it. Your brain will puff back up. Why does the headache come? It's because when you're dehydrated, your brain shrinks and shrivels up like some dried pineapples. And what happens is the nerves that are attached to your brain, they get stretched. And so when you're stretching your nerves because your brain's contracting, it hurts. Guess what that called? Guess what that ache is called? It's called a headache. It's aching because you're dehydrated. Drink more water, and guess what happens? It puffs back up like you put the freeze-dried bananas in the water, and poof, the headache goes away. That's it. That's like your check engine light. Your check engine light comes on and says, "Dummy, hello, dummy." Something you're supposed to do. Listen to your body. Your body can't talk, so you get aches and pains. That's the way your body's talking to you. You get inflammation and dots. That's how your body talks to you. Brother Mark is in the house. Lisa is in the house. We're supposed to fast too. Yes, we are, Jeannie. Fasting is a big part of curing diabetes. Our ancestors fasted throughout our lives. Yes, they did, Rebecca. Right now, we should be drinking maple sap water. water to get ready for the spring diet, at least here in the Northeast. Makes sense, Victoria. And that's one thing I wanted to do. I watched, I got a few friends who do it. They harvest the sap, they go do the maple taps. Actually, I want to come do that one day. And maybe next time I go to Vermont, I'll see if Claudia, one of them, knows how to do it. I know I got a lot of healthy friends in Vermont. They know how to do these things. But drinking it, just collecting the maple syrup, which is like a sustainable thing. I am a tree hugger, but I'm also work with the treer. Yes, I take cuttings and prunings and I grow different types of trees all the time, and taking a little maple tap. I mean, can you bleed a tree dry? I don't think you can bleed it dry. I think you can overdo it, but I think if you're smart about it, you're not really hurting the tree. You're sharing with the tree. All right. There's a plumbing to fix. Peace out. Brother Kelly is out. All right. Exactly. Listen to your body. Yes, Nikki. Everybody listen to your body. Listen to your body most. You have the sensors. You have the early warning. You have the check engine lights. Nobody else does. Everyone else can guess based on what happens in their life, and a doctor based on the little report out that they get. Eating with the seasons is important too. Yes, Victoria, because it made sense. The only times I eat with the season gets a little weird for me, Victoria, is when you think about tropical people who like live in tropical places where they eat fruit year round. They eat, so I think, again, it gets back to where you're from and the whole genealogy approach to healthy eating. If you're craving for it, your body needs it. Sounds about right to me, Nikki. Hey, Brother Colin, what's going on? Brother Cody said, for one square war every 20 years. For one square war every 20 years. War should not exist, brother. We should have evolved past violence a long time ago. And I was watching a lecture once where the guy was talking about violence is related, a lot of related to our inability to communicate and make good decisions, and that what we eat, it makes us more violent. Like when you eat things that affect the brain, because the brain gets affected by all the heavy metals and the things that's in a lot of the food and the water. Like brain tissue is like breast tissue. It collects a lot of that, all the toxins. And when you eat toxic food, your brain isn't working right. The neurons, the communication between the dendrites, things aren't communicating right. And so you're not forming good decisions. You're not making good opinions. And you're a kid and you pick up a gun and do something stupid. That what you eat is directly related to how your behavior. You can make better decisions, your kids can, when they drink enough water, when they eat healthy, or you can. And so, yeah, that violence is related to food. And it made perfectly good sense to me, Cody. It made perfectly good sense. My son is doing a fasting project over spring break, 12-hour fast daily. That sounds good, Jeannie. Please let us know how it goes. Intermittent fasting is great. Yes, it is, Brother Harley. And it's scientifically proven to be healthy and good for you. The rulers of the past would go to celebrations, gorge themselves, induce vomiting, gorge some more over and over while people outside the wall starve to death. Rebecca, you sure that they used to do that? I'm kind of seeing that now. I'm kind of seeing it. Like, if you think about colonization and what we do to destroy nations and the violent activity we're up, and the elite who are just always trying to just put as much gold and oil and minerals and coltan and copper and diamonds in the coffer, just more than what they could ever use. Vomit it up and invade a new nation and steal more from them. It seems like we're still lost in that gluttony today, and I don't think gluttony is just related to food, but gluttony is it's a mental illness. Maybe it's a mental illness. You need to steal from other people, even though you got more than enough to share. Good afternoon, Carla. I think it's afternoon. I'm about to get out of here in a minute. Let me see. You can fast for 16 hours a day. All right, Mary. Let me get down. 10-mile radius. Thank you, Victoria. I think that's what's for the bees. We're like batteries. Alkaline. We all run better on water and alkaline foods. All right, go on, Susan. And electric foods. That's what Dr. Sebi talked about. Grow, trade, share, plant seeds today. Yes, please do. I recently came across an article talking about how bad it is to add milk to your coffee. I don't remember the details, but those two, when combined, make a dangerous compound. I can't imagine my coffee without half and half. It is. Well, you know, Yvonne, I think coffee is healthy. I do. Every 5 years they change what they think it is. I mean, I think coffee is just, it's a, you know, it's a bean and there are minerals on it. You run water over the minerals, and some of the compounds and the minerals run off of it. I think it's probably a good thing. It's a natural diuretic. We know that it's used for medicinal things, for purposes. I don't know how that relates to beans and not being, or being acidic. I'm not sure how that relates, but putting milk in coffee is a very unnatural thing. Milk is an unnatural thing to begin with, you know, which is why, again, the vegans are right. I chastise myself for putting creamer in my coffee, and once I get my hemp going, I'm gonna learn how to make my hemp creamer, and I'll be past it. But it's offensive. Why? Because I'm a human. Why am I drinking titty milk from a cow? We are the only species on this planet that actually drinks booby milk from another mammal. You know, milk is designed to take a 50-pound calf and take it up to 500 pounds in less than a year. That's not normal. That's not good. That's not good. Now, if you want to be a cow human, then yeah, then milk makes sense. But yeah, that's why the vegans are right about that. But I guess it mixing with the heat maybe in the coffee creates other compounds. You know, like we can study these things and they try to study them and figure them out. For me, the way my brain works, I just like to look at things and say, you know what, that's natural, let's do that. That's unnatural, we shouldn't be doing that. And that's what Dr. Sebi figured out, right? You know, if it's unnatural, it's gonna be offensive because your body doesn't recognize it. Like you go to Mars, find tomatoes, don't eat the damn things, your body doesn't recognize it. Just same with GMO. Don't eat GMO. It's not a normal, it's not evolved here. It's not balanced. It doesn't fit in the ecosystems. If us making hybrids was bad because of starches, can you imagine what we're making with GMOs? The dumbest thing on the planet is to eat a GMO food. It makes absolutely no sense. This is why I gave up corn. I don't eat corn at all. At all. I used to love sweet corn, but there's pretty much no organic corn anywhere in America unless they grow it in greenhouses, and that's very expensive corn because it's cross-pollinating with all these genetic monsters out here. Watermelon seeds are fantastic for protein. Thank you, brother Harley. That's a little racist, bro. A little bit, not a little bit. It's like it's like seed racist. Nah, I love watermelons. Yeah, I don't care. I eat watermelon all the damn time, and the seeds. I used to eat the seeds, and then when I didn't want to eat the seeds, I spit them on my brothers. I love watermelon seeds. I love watermelons too. And they got a lot of water, a whole lot of water. That's why they call them watermelons. I read all protein comes from plants. If you get protein from meat, it's because the animals ate the plants. That's what I read too, Susan, and it made perfect good sense. All protein comes from the photosynthesis, from the light coming from the sun. It goes into plants. Animals eat the plants, and then other animals eat the animals, and you can just cut around all of that and go straight to the plant if you want to. That's what I do. Back in the 80s, I learned about spirulina from Dr. Hills. He said it was a perfect food. Yes, Dr. Hills. Spirulina is fantastic. I'm trying to remember spirulina. Why is that in the back of my head? Spirulina, was that the one that comes from the algae? Spirulina was one of the first ones I looked at. I think it's an algae, right? And they sell it in dried powders. Yeah, because I used to put it in my smoothies. I remember that when I first stepped into it, which makes sense. It makes perfectly good sense. If all plants came out of the ocean and we came out of the ocean, then it makes sense that a lot of the things in the ocean are healthy. Like kelp is really healthy too. Hey, what's going on, Jackson? Let me see. Oh, stop vegans. Wait a minute. Oh, stop. Harley said, oh, stop. Vegans poop stinks too. Now you poop flowers. Well, you know what? So, okay, Harley, I agree with that. I'm pretty sure it does. I never, hey, are you going in the men's bathroom? Oh, you vegan? You know, I never did that. I think, but there's difference, Harley. There's a difference. If I eat a tub of Ben & Jerry's, it's not the same. Not the same. Not the same. Like, this is a normal, okay, this is what it smells like, but then you eat something you're not supposed to eat, and you got that bubble gut, and your stomach is bubbling and popping, and certain to smell like something just went upside of you, died, and came out as gas. No, that's not. So yeah, so I don't know. I've never judged meat eater and vegans, you know, poop, and I will never do that ever in my life, ever do that. But one thing I will say vegetarians and vegans, they don't sit on the pot as long. And people who drink enough water, they don't sit in and out. In and out. One and done. They get in there. There's no reason to take the phone, no reason to take the computer. That's one thing I appreciate about being a vegetarian is on a very rare occasion, I almost never want to go to a public restroom. They're just centers for disease. The Centers for Disease Control should have an office in every public restroom. I avoid them like the plague. But when I do have to go in, quick, man, shoot. Might be 30 seconds and I'm done. Everything just flow right through you. You know, there's none of that. You don't get that meat face. You ate too many nuts and meat and, you know, it's all backed up, didn't drink enough water. And that's another good indicator, constipation. If you're constipating, you're eating the wrong things. You're not supposed to be constipated. It's supposed to flow. How do I know it's supposed to flow? Because we used to live with short-faced bears, grizzly bears, and wolves. They were trying to eat us. Do you think they learned to evolve to know that when you got to use the bathroom, if it's going to be quick or you're going to be a minute on that log? They know, like, oh, we're going to eat him. We're going to eat him. Oh, you smell that? Oh, he's eating all the wrong things. Oh, he's constipated. Oh, you smell that anaerobic fart? Oh, man. Yeah, I do. All right, listen, you go around that way. The wolf's like, you go around that way. I'm going around this way. Wait till he find that comfortable log and some leaves. All right. I'm stretching. I know, I'm stretching. I'm having a little fun. All right, let me get down the comments. I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, Magdalena. Balance is everything. Yes, Mark. Dr. Bishop Roop. I'm definite spelling wrong. Okay, Teresa. Well, give us a link. Just do a quick, because people come with, like, there are people who watch now, but there are people who watch later. I don't want anybody to be afraid of links. Links are good things. Personally, I'm probably not gonna click on it if it's not YouTube or it was like not Facebook. I don't do link. When I look at the link and I think about how many viruses am I going to get from this, I got people who troll me and they want to put malware on my software, and the other people just do it for fun, and CIA likes to do it, but they got all the information anyway. So if it's like, you don't ever be afraid to post a link on anything I post. This is all about information, and don't ever feel like you have to agree with me. Please don't. That's not what this is about. You got a link, post a link so we can discuss it. There are a lot of people here who want to learn, and they'll discuss the link. So nobody be afraid of posting links. When I stopped eating gluten, my skin cleared up. You know what, Ivana? And when I stopped eating gluten, I stopped getting fat. I used to bounce back and forth. Who did it? The doctor died. I learned from him. You can learn something from everybody. Doctor, he died for his diet. What is his name? Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory, right. He had the, what was the name of his diet? Damn it. No, it was Dick Gregory? Who had the diet where you ate a whole bunch of meat and you stopped eating bread? Somebody will post it. Anyway, he had to die, and he died of a heart attack. It wasn't Dick Gregory, somebody else. He died of a heart attack. But what he taught was to not eat gluten. They didn't know it was gluten. I don't think he named it as gluten, but he taught to stop eating bread. And we know that what he was factually right because of Wheat Belly, the book Wheat Belly. But when I stopped eating bread, because I was in corporate America at the time. Every morning somebody tried to kill everybody. They bring in donuts and bagels in the morning. I couldn't help it. We had anybody, and then we order breakfast. Somebody get some biscuit sandwiches. We get all that bread. Yes, Atkins diet. Thank you, Deborah. Atkins diet. He was the one, and he taught stop eating bread. He was right. I don't think he was right about the meat part, but he nailed the bread part. I stopped eating bread, and my weight started dripping away, and I was like, wow. Like, how is that possible? It just didn't make any sense. Like, in my head, Yvonne, it just, like, how could eating bread be related to me being fat and going back and forth in weight? And it did, and ever since I stopped eating, like, bread, like, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, my body, it leveled out. I just get the jelly coating for my six-pack. That's it. Hey, Dee Dee. Bacon is my bacon is my favorite vegetable. Oh, man, I have a friend. He wraps everything in bacon. He'll get shrimp and wrap it in bacon. He'll get beef, wrap it in bacon. I did that once, actually. I got a steak. I wrapped it in bacon and put it on the grill. Yeah, but I don't do that no more. Ketosis, right. Yep, somebody's on. Dr. Atkins, that's who he was. Yes, thank you. My non-vegan grandmother and I had a vegan cheese pizza last night. She said was better than Domino's. Well, they do good with it now. They used to suck with like even the veggie burgers, Sharon. The veggie burgers are getting better. They're getting better. Burger King don't do too bad with it. I mean, it's a pesticide burger, but they're not too bad with theirs. There are a couple places I really like them. Hey, what's going on, Solomon? Balance, no extremes ever. Ways help. Yeah, you know what? And balance and sustainability is the key, Teresa. Like I tell people, like if you want to go vegan, you want to go vegetarian, you want to start, go at your own pace. Don't try to join a club. Don't try to get no membership. Maybe don't even try to be it. Just try to eat healthier things, eat a healthier way, and see what happens. Like, so it's sustainable. But if you don't have a balance and you just crash into a vegan diet, you may not make it. That might actually kill you. Especially if you're eating a bunch of pesticides. Anything you should do, you should change slowly, in my opinion. You know, other people got their own opinion. My opinion is it's more sustainable if you go slow, start to change your diet, mix in foods, figure out how to make a good veggie burger. If you make the veggie burger and it's nasty, then nobody's gonna eat it and you're not gonna like it. And you'll do it for a few months and you'll bounce back to whatever. So go slow. But besides that, your body needs time to adjust to figure out how to get compounds out of whatever you're eating. Don't be afraid to kiss your dog. Don't be afraid of the germs. Yeah, Ivana, don't be afraid of germs. I used to wake up in the morning with a Nikita licking my mouth. As a kid, I didn't have none. I didn't have to worry about bacteria at all. My immune system was good to go. Whether I wanted to French kiss my Akita or not, he didn't. And it's Husky too. Husky too. I was just glad I woke up and only one of them got that. And they lick anuses and testicles and all that other stuff. They lick all of it. They clean each other and they come wake me up in the morning. Don't be afraid to do it. I agree with you. But don't go do it on purpose. I won't go do it on purpose. Don't give me no physical challenge. Now go kiss that dog. That's just not gonna happen. That's so not gonna. But don't be a germaphobe. Don't walk around with antibacterial wipes wiping everything. Don't make sterilized kids. You make sterilized kids, you're gonna make a very weak human being. You're gonna make a very weak immune system. Kids are supposed to have germs. Let me see. Shat. Do you think drinking distilled water? I like spring water. I don't know anything about distilled water. Like Cyrena, I won't sit here and lie to you and tell you things I don't know. I really don't know the difference between distilled and spring water. I like spring water because it says spring. There's a company that bottles it here in Pennsylvania, not too far from me. So I like to get spring water. It's natural, it's living. It's probably the closest I can get. I'm probably getting microplastics and other things from it, but I think the best you can do is spring water. It's just natural. Like some people swear by RO water, and I put a RO water device thing in there for my sister, and the water comes out, looks real smooth, and it like looks like silk almost, and it makes you think of the Japanese doctor in the water and Happy Water and how it flows over rocks, and it looks that way. But to me, it kind of feels a little too unnatural. So I don't know what distilled water is, but I don't think anybody was running around distilling water when we evolved. So I prefer spring water. And I have a particular brand because it's made here, it's bottled here in Pennsylvania. And that doesn't really mean anything because somebody can lie to me. They can lie to you. They can get poisoned tap water from 3,000 miles away or from 3 miles away if you're not actually there. But I lean in that direction. I think if it's here in Pennsylvania and people can go there and they found out they were pumping water out the tap and putting it in a bottle, they probably get caught here in Pennsylvania. So I kind of lean that way. Lots of water, drink lots of water. Haven't seen a doctor in over 2 decades. Working in the medical field is eye-opening. Very good, Rebecca. And so what you're doing, keep doing it. You got it. You got it. You got it figured out. Keep running with that. Oxygenate the blood. Yes, yeah, oxygen's very important, Cheryl. Why? Because we are oxygen creatures. We're not anaerobic, we are aerobic. All the cells in your body need oxygen environment. That's why the oxygen tanks are huge now. And you see those treatment places rolling out everywhere. Your body needs oxygen to solve certain problems. I forget which white blood cell it is. I think it's the cytotoxic T cell. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It uses oxygen to actually fight the things it needs to. It uses oxygen and it makes peroxide to break certain toxins and chemicals down. So oxygen is very important. The good thing about fruits and vegetables, they have a lot of oxygen. Atkins, and he died. He slipped and hit his head on the ice. Oh, did he, Patricia? I thought he had a heart attack. I thought he didn't. Am I thinking wrong? I thought he had a heart attack, or did he slip and hit his head and then have the heart attack and die? Something like that. All right, let me go down. Coffee dehydrates you. Why does your urine and poop stink? Because the body needs water. Right. Well, urine is a good thing. That's why you should always look at your pee. You look at your urine. I look at it, Cheryl, and I know my colors now. Know your colors. Know your colors, people. I'm trying to tell you. Know your colors. When I see it's clear, all right, I get a check. When it's mostly clear. When it's like yellowish, I'm like, I need to drink more water. If it's yellow, you need to drink a lot more water. If it's like blue, if it's green, if it's orange, you need to call a doctor. You need to call a doctor first and then drink a hell of a lot of water. I am not an anti-doctor guy. So I'm not anti-doctor. I am, nutrition and healing better. There's enough information for you to be healthy and know how to heal yourself. But when the darker your pee is, the more water you drink. If it's too dark, you're about to die. You need to go call somebody, call the emergency room. Let me see, water's imbalanced. But yeah, you should always judge. Look at your poop too. Look at your poop. We're adults, we can talk like this. When you get up, look at your poop. Look for corn. Look for coloration. Look for things swimming. Look for worms. Like, look, it's a healthy thing. Like, look, okay, you get the, I know my consistency. I look, yes. All right, I'm doing good. I'm eating good. If I'm on there straining, making little balls and rocks and pebbles and stuff, you're not supposed to hear a pop in the toilet. I don't know how we get here, but we're adults. We can have these conversations. When you're not supposed to hear anything, you're supposed to slide in the toilet. When it goes in, you might hear a sloop. I know I'm eating good when I hear sloop. Now I'm hearing a sloop. I'm done. I get up and wash up, wipe up, and get out. But if you're struggling and you plop, 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 no plops, you're not supposed to hear plop. You're supposed to slide right in. Why? Because you're constipated. Something is wrong. You look at the way your anal thing is a long tube. When you push it out, it's supposed to come out as a long tube. All right. Look at your poop. Look at your pee. You're an adult. Look at your kids' poop. Sometimes you have to look at their pee. You're an adult. There was a study. I forgot. Somebody can post a link. Somebody did a study and they explained that if they actually tested the sewage that comes out of your house, they could tell all the diseases you had. Something like that. It's like 5 or 6 years ago. Listen to your body's pings before you start screaming. All right, I'm gonna have to move now. This was a good conversation. I'm happy, y'all. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. Anytime you hit that and people start, oh, you're telling me what to eat, people get, they get upset. This was an easy conversation. I don't know how we did that. I don't see people yelling and screaming and fighting. Maybe people are starting to leave each other alone. Maybe we're starting to grow up. All right, I'm gonna get down to the bottom of the comments. We'll do the last couple comments. I'm gonna get out of there. So it's a good thing, y'all. What does that scripture say? Satan meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. Bad things happen, but we can take them and turn them into good things. It's a bad thing that Nipsey Hussle was murdered, but we can take his understanding of Dr. Sebi and do something very powerful with it. We can do powerful things. We can expose people to him who have not been exposed to him, why it's in the news. We can talk about it. Again, I'm not worried about the conspiracy. People say, oh, well, he was killed by some gutter punk, whatever. I don't care nothing about that. The conspiracy is fine. Conspiracy lives matter. Conspiracies can save lives. Why? Because every murder is a conspiracy. Somebody asked me that the other day. Said, you think every murder is a conspiracy, don't you? You do know what you just asked me, don't you? You think every murder is a conspiracy. You do know why we have detectives, don't you? Every murder is a conspiracy. One person conspires against another. It's a violation. All rape is a conspiracy. Why? Because somebody conspiring to rape you. All law is a conspiracy. Why? Because that law is violating your sovereignty. They're conspiring against you. That's why I don't do laws. I can't stand laws. I am all for no government. Why? It's all a violation. It's all a violation. So yes, it is conspiracy. All conspiracy. The point is, he knew something smart. He died, and his message needs to get out. People say Nick Cannon's going to pick up where he left off. I appreciate that, Nick Cannon. I'm not sure that the brother got what it takes, but I hope he does. I hope he does. Let's give people a chance. Y'all don't be so negative. I posted that Nick Cannon's going to pick up and do the Dr. Sebi documentary on the court case, and they were like, Nick Cannon? I need to laugh at things, but hey, listen, everybody can shine in the right place and time. You just gotta give them a chance. Sometimes you gotta give people a chance. You know, Paul wasn't always Paul. He was Saul at first. He had to grow into it. JFK wasn't really a good man initially, and he became one. And they killed him just when he became one. It was a good thing people listened to him. So this might be Nick Cannon's thing. I'm just glad somebody picked it up. After all the people, oh, we're so sorry he died. It's just horrible. And I'm like, you're in Hollywood. Yeah, I am. You got millions of dollars? Yeah, I do. You got a voice? Yeah, I got a voice. You got a platform? Yeah, I got a platform. Then why don't you pick up where he left off if you love him so much? Oh, I can't do that. I can't. No, I'm not going to do that documentary. That's going to be helping people, and they're going to murder me before I'm going to lose jobs. I'm not going to get acting gigs. I'm not going to do that. I'm a sports player. They might throw me off of the team. That's why I crocodile tears, man. That's how I look at it. You love somebody when they die and you really felt that good of them, you'll pick up their plight and you'll run with it. I don't do them crocodile tears, man. That's why I don't, not me. Hey, Janet. Let me see. No, Dr. Atkins died from a head injury and from a fall. Okay. Dr. Atkins had a heart attack. Y'all confusing me. Will somebody post the truth? Mary and Eileen. I don't know how he died. For some reason in my head, I remembered heart attack. I think Dr. Atkins' death is suspicious. Fake news reigns. Could be too, Deborah. Who knows? I don't know. I'll never convince you I know. Corn's like eating plastic. Right, Harley, what could be plastic in your poop too? So you gotta look. Sloop, love it. Yes, I do love it, Deborah. When I hear the sloop, that's how I know I'm doing some of the right things. No ploop, all the sloops. Maybe he fell during his heart attack. You know what? I don't know. I just remember that. Maybe it's a Mandela effect thing. Maybe he's still alive. We got a CIA, y'all. We just don't know. They're playing with time machines and who knows what's going on. All right, anyway. Opioids cause constipation. Ooh. Yes, we're supposed to look at your poop and pee. I really hate those auto flush toilets. Oh, they flush while I'm still there? What? And I ain't had a chance to inspect. They do, Deborah? Oh my goodness, that is. Satan is a lie. That's the demon. They flush the toilet before you can get up. Oh, they're like the public restrooms. Yeah, I don't do them. Oh no, don't do that. I hate public restrooms to begin with. The pharmaceutical company probably made those. They don't want you to see it. They don't want it because people's poop starting to probably come out like zebras with colors and hands and whatever. I always look at your dog poops too. I used to look at my dog's poop, look for my G.I. Joe toys. Every now and then you find Duke's arm or something. It's like, Duke is in there. What'd you do? To each his own. Yes, brother Harley, leave people alone. Why? We can leave people alone. We can respect each other's sovereignty. Antibiotics cause urinary tract infections. And they should. They should. Antibiotics are offensive. They offend the body. Now, of course, they kill everything else too. They might save your life. You've got to save your life. Then you got to take your antibiotics. Don't be stupid. But they kill everything. And that was one of Dr. Sebi's point when he was talking about chemotherapy. That's right. When you do chemotherapy, you kill everything. Why do you want to kill everything? Now, to save your life makes sense. But if you're already on 2 feet and you're not about to die, then you should take natural things and let your body strategically kill the problem. It's smarter than we are. It's smarter than your doctor. It's smarter than the medical industry. Trust your body. But also don't be so stupid that you end up dying because you don't take in information. Doctors are information too, people. They have diagnostic equipment. The medical industry does too. They just got off the rails. They just fell too much in love with that greed thing and they sold everybody out. You know, but they have a benefit too. Taking information from all sources. All right. Let's see the last couple comments. We'll wrap it up here. Whew. His friend Nick Cannon is going to finish the documentary. Okay, I didn't know it was his friend, Mary. Hopefully it's his friend, and hopefully Nick Cannon is on it. Hopefully he's on it. I've heard some things, and I've seen some things. It's like, he was kind of that reality fake TV show stuff. But he can grow up. Everybody can grow up. Give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. Let's see if the trial really comes out, because it's really important that people see it. I don't think they'll watch it. I don't think it matters. I don't think Americans right now, modern American, oh, you're not going, They give you the Twinkie when you pry from their cold, dead hands. They're not worried about disease and death, and they're not worried about handing that down to their children. They're going to eat what they want to eat, and you're not going to tell them a damn thing. So there's no way they're going to watch a documentary on health. You can barely get them to watch a documentary on the CIA whistleblowers murdering people. They're not going to watch anything that's going to tell them they shouldn't eat bacon as much as they, as a brother just posted. People need to use a dictionary more. Yes, they do, Teresa, absolutely. I suck at spelling though. I suck at grammar too. Yes, at least Nick is actually doing something. Something is something. You know, we can't become instant haters, y'all. Let's not be instant haters. Trying to shine. Yes, Deborah, try to shine. Let me see. Irrelevant. He's dead. Well, is it irrelevant, Adam? Yeah, well, to me it's relevant because he taught me. He taught me how bad bread was. When all my friends got on the Atkins diet, he taught me the dangers of bread. So he's very important. But yeah, I get how he died probably is pretty irrelevant. He was right about the bread, unknown about the meat. Those public toilets are the demon. Deborah's quoting me. Yeah, they are the demon. I stay as far away from them as I can. Always take probiotics when you take antibiotics. That makes sense. And also when you're, you know, people who do these chemotherapy and these immunosuppressive drugs, because they say those are the doctor's candy. When you're on those things, or when you get off of them, when the doctor's weaning you off of them, drink lots of smoothies, get a very diverse diet and leafy greens, and start rebuilding your immune system as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're going to end up with shingles and all kind of other problems. Your immune system is your best friend. Best friend. And the only time they do, you know, I guess that, well, I guess there are a couple times they use the chemotherapy drugs when you have like granulomatous problems, when the white blood cells. All right, I'm not gonna get into it. That's too geeky. I pay probably way too much attention to this stuff than I should, but I'm always curious how things work. When I inspect my cat's poo, I see pieces of plastic bag. Right. Thank you, Deborah. That's why it's important to do that. Your dog ate your kung fu grip. Yes, Pat David. It was great though, cause it was great because when it came out, like Duke was struggling. Like he still had the gun in his hand. It was funny. Like the hand was coming out the poop. It was hilarious. If I had a camera phone back then, I'd have took a picture. We had Polaroids. Those cost like $2 a picture. So yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. All this progress in modern medicine, and a lot of doctors and scientists are starting to go back to the practices used 1,000 years ago because it works best. Yeah, and you know what, Susan? I find it tends to be the older doctors who like realize that they've been teaching lies, they've been lied to, they've just gone too far down the greed road that the pharmaceutical industry owns all the medical schools, and they lied to them, and they don't want to lie to their patients, they don't want to lie to their kids, so they're being honest. A lot of doctors, they'll administer the vaccines, they don't take them. They'll give the drugs, they don't take them. It's just a job. It's like everybody else now. So a lot of doctors are figuring out. And I'm thankful for them. That's why I don't bash doctors openly like that like I used to. If it weren't for the doctors coming forward, giving us the science, showing us the holistic doctors are right in all these different areas, those who leave the medical field for holisticism, man, those are the doctors. They're the ones who are bringing a lot of credibility to going back to being natural. Hey, Margaret. Hey, Susan. Hey, Nikki. About to get out of here, though. Yo, what's going on, Brother Matthew and Christine? Wow, a long talk. Yeah, Christine, I thought it was going to be quick, because anytime you start talking about diet, nutrition, everybody gets real judgy. I thought it was going to be a quick one. People started fighting. Nobody's fighting and arguing. I appreciate this conference. They might come later. Maybe they'll come later and fight later. But, have an open mind. So it was a long conversation. Antibiotics kill all bacteria, good along with the bad. Right, exactly, Jeannie. And that's why antibiotics are not a good thing. Last resort. Hey, Nancy. Most bacteria is very beneficial. Very small percentages is pathogenic. Right, and Rebecca, and if you have a good, healthy colonization of the good bacteria, because most of the cells in your body, the weight-wise, they're actually bacteria, they're flora and fauna, they're not human cells. They're actually what keep the human cells healthy. You know, they'll take out the pathogens if you have the right bacteria. And how do you get the good and beneficial bacteria? They say, eat probiotics. I'm like, just eat some dirty greens. Eat some dirty greens. When grandma washed the greens, she didn't get all the dirt off them. She didn't get all of them. She'd boil them. but you still get a lot of bacteria. Go out to the garden, eat the apple right off the thing. I was showing the kids, we were eating our sugar snap peas. We'll eat them right out the thing. Like sun sugar tomatoes and the little plum tomatoes. Half the time, I don't bother doing nothing with them. I'll take them. If I'm in the garden, I'll pop them right in my mouth. Won't even wash my hand. Hand been in the soil, digging in the dirt, dirty fingernails, just nasty, and I'm just eating. That's how you get your beneficial bacteria. It's in the environment. It knows how to fight off pathogens and disease and things in the environment. It can find a place in your body. It'll tuck in and breed, and it'll protect you from the... That's what the sister was talking about when she's talking about the... if you drink bee pollen, if you drink... not bee pollen. If you get bee honey, get it from local bees within 10 square miles. Like, you want bacteria that's in your garden right outside your house, because the bacteria is just smarter than we are. It learns things in your DNA. You actually learn and pick up genes from bacteria. That's all proven. This is all just science. So it's important to be exposed to those things. You will be healthier and your kids will be healthier. My kids have never had a flu shot. My older son has DS and hasn't been to the doctor on many years of blood work. Was great. Yeah, my kids have never had a flu shot, and for any illnesses, I would definitely lean toward the Dr. Sebi, his philosophies, right? And getting away from, because you never know what your body can heal. The human body is an amazing machine. It can heal all kind of things. People say, yeah, well, we know we can cure this or cure that or cure the other or cure something. We don't know. We don't know, and that's where the pharmaceutical industry gets these holistic companies. They say we can cure this or it cures that, and you don't know. Like, eat healthy things and see if your body can figure it out. Seems smart to me. Kimchi, yeah, kimchi is great. What killed the diet doctor and what happened? The issue alive. Okay, you put it out there. Thank you, Eileen. I'll explain it. Yo, what's going on, Robert? ACV cures. ACV cures his my son dandruff. Okay, well, everything's curable. I think everything's curable personally. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. I think there's only one disease, and it's in our brain. It's us abusing ourselves by what we put on our skin, in our mouth. Yes, spirulina comes from algae. Okay, thank you, Nikki. Thank you for that. That was one of the first ones that when I started waking up was the spirulina powder. I got sick once when prescribed this nuclear strength antibiotic. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, Robert. You abuse your body, bad things can happen. People are so used to being told what and how to do everything. Just Google or library. Well, you're right, Teresa, because people don't use critical thought anymore. They don't use any critical thought. They like to let big corporations that have a bottom line think for them. And oh goodness, is that a bad idea? That's a horrible idea. He blowed up in a hospital in a coma. Ultimate cause of death was coarse heart failure. Okay. But it wasn't his diet that killed him, per the propaganda. Okay, that makes sense. I thought of the poor little pigs with hooks through their faces. Oh, at the slaughterhouse and walked sadly by the bacon. Oh, and walked sadly by the bacon at the store yesterday. I miss it already. Oh yeah. Well, and that kind of does it for me too, Patricia. I'm not a vegetarian for the sake of animals. I'm a vegetarian because it's just healthier for me, works better with my body. I'm healthier and stronger because of it. But, you know, if you're gonna eat meat, as much as, if I were gonna eat meat, I'll say it that way. If I were gonna eat meat, I'd have hogs myself. I'd have pigs myself. I'd have a cow myself, or I would know my farmer who does. I don't think it's a good idea to eat abused animals. I don't think it's a good idea to treat a life like it's crap, like it's a commodity. I think that works bad in humans, it works bad in us. And I do believe that that energy is somehow transferred to us. I think when you feed animals unnatural things, they don't have natural systems. They're mammals like we're mammals, and they can pass on pathogens to us. And it's probably a really bad idea to raise the sickest animals on the planet and then make a diet constantly eating them. Anybody got a last word? Thank you for this really interesting discussion, Gerard. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ish. I think it is. I think Dr. Sebi is highly interesting, and I try to tell everybody about him I can. We got to share. That's what we're about. We have to share with each other. Adkins slipped on ice. Okay, good. We got that. Thank you. No last words, man. Y'all that tired. People tired. All right. Well, we'll just end on this. Food is medicine. We evolved eating real food. If you have a condition of dis-ease or you don't want dis-ease, then be easy on your body and eat what's easy for your body. This is Gerard. I got to get out in the garden. I got a koi pond to make. Y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all to death. Watch Dr. Sebi videos. Tell me what you think.